All right, thank you very much. Thanks to all of you who have been able to make it to the call. Thanks for joining, and we'll be starting the MLSA Ghana Days 2024 in some few minutes' time. I think Obeda Asante is about to present, do the first presentation or first session. Thank you very much. So MLSA Ghana Days is a community event hosted by the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program or Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors in Ghana, not the program in Ghana, who are part of the MLSA program. So it's an annual event where the student ambassadors put together this event to bring speakers, Microsoft MVPs, most valuable professional, and other professionals in the Microsoft ecosystem to come speak about the technologies, or to come speak about the Microsoft technologies and how to get started and many more. So this and many other present sessions that will be coming up on this event. So we have today's one is day one. We have a lineup of sessions that will be coming up. So the starting off will be Obed Asante, who will be presenting as guide to becoming a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. And if you want to learn how to become a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, as I learned some time ago as a student ambassador before, then this session will be for you. So without wasting any further much time, Obed Asante, if you can hear me, kindly can start. Yeah.
Yeah, hello, friends. Thank you very much. And I'm glad to be the speaker for this section. Yeah, so today I'm going to be talking about how to become a Microsoft Student Learn Ambassador. So before I get started, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Obed Asante. I'm a better Microsoft Student Ambassador and also a student at the University of Cape Coast. Yes, so today we are going to look at what Microsoft Student Learn Ambassador program is all about and how you can become a Microsoft Student Learn Ambassador. Okay, so oh, yes, so Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador is a program. It's a 3-year program that are for students who are in a tertiary institution. So students, it can be undergraduate or postgraduate student. So the requirement is that you have to be in a tertiary institution, and also you have to be having the willingness to teach and also to learn, okay, in a community where people who are also students like you. So the history and purpose of Microsoft Learn Students Ambassador. So the Microsoft Students Ambassador program was formerly called the Microsoft Student Partners before they rebranded it to Microsoft Learn Students Ambassador in July 2020. So as the name implies, it is an initiative by the Microsoft Corporation. So the Microsoft Students Ambassador program was by Microsoft to empower students to learn, okay, to learn latest Microsoft technologies and to teach others. So you are more or less like a public figure for Microsoft, or you are more or less like you are representing Microsoft as a student to your colleagues to teach them about Microsoft's technologies. So it kick started in 2001 and it was initially in 50 countries, but now it has spread to almost all countries in the world. So the purpose of Microsoft's program is to improve students, as I said earlier on, right? So now let's look at some requirements for you to become a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. So for you to become a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, one, you have to have a passion for learning. Okay. So you should be willing, okay, and have that spirit to learn. So learn new programming language, learn new applications by Microsoft. And also you should also be wanting to give back to the society. So how can you give back to the society? You can give back to the society by hosting events, by hosting challenges, hackathons, to bring them together and to teach them. Okay. Then you also have to see the need to empower and educate others, just like they wanted to give back. And also you should be a tech lover. You should have the passion for technology, because you can't be a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador and not have that passion or that love for technology. So what are some responsibilities of a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador? So as a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, you are tied to some certain responsibilities that you have to do whilst you're in the program. One, you have to build a technical community in your tertiary institution. So as a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, you have to create a small community, okay, where you are going to be interacting with them, give them updates about latest events, updates about latest Microsoft technologies, and also you have to host meetups and events as well. You also have to teach and mentor other students. As I said, Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, you are more or less like a bridge between Microsoft and other people. So the other people can be your students, can be your colleagues, can be anyone who is willing to learn about technology. Then also you have to be involved in hackathons like the Microsoft Imagine Cup. So what are some benefits that you are going to gain as a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador? So these are some benefits that you are going to be entitled to. So you have some swags and goodies like t-shirts, stickers, bottles, LinkedIn Learn Premium account, free access to Microsoft certification exams via subscription, Microsoft activation keys, and a whole lot. And note, these benefits come based on your progress. So once you move forward, you are going to receive these benefits. So it's not like if you just enter into the program that you are going to gain these benefits. No, you have to move from one stage to the other stage. So each stage has its own benefits. We are going to look at that in the subsequent ones. Yeah, so this is a picture of the swag box that you are going to get when you become a Microsoft Student Ambassador. So we have the certificate that's going to be in your name, a t-shirt, stickers, a water bottle, a Rubik's cube, socks, and other stuffs. So these is the stages of becoming a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. But note, before 2024, the Microsoft Student Ambassador was more or less like a sign-up process, but now it is now a registration process. So now the stages is now three. At first, when you register or when you join the Microsoft Student Ambassador, you are now a new Microsoft Ambassador. But since they have revised the process to become a registration process, once you are onboarded onto the program, you are automatically an alpha Microsoft Student Ambassador. Okay. Yeah, so at first we have the new where you are being accepted into the program. Then you have to enhance on your skills by taking up a course. Now, you also, after that process, you move on to the alpha stage. So, for the alpha stage, before you move on to the next stage, you have to host an event or participate in a project. Then, you also have to complete your technical onboarding. So, with the alpha stage, once you are done with this stage, you you get access to Microsoft 365 product keys. Yes. Then also after moving from that alpha stage, you move on to the beta. So for the beta, you are going to continue hosting events, scaling yourself on the Microsoft Learn platform. You are going to contribute to your community through hosting more events, hackathons, challenges, and also you have to become a peer mentor. So a peer mentor in the sense that you are going to be teaching others, okay? You are going to be teaching others on latest technologies, and also you are going to be guiding them through the challenges and also some certificate examination as well. Then from that stage, you move on to the gold. So for the gold, it's not automatically done straightforward. Okay, so you have to be nominated either by yourself or by a gold ambassador, or you can also be nominated by a fellow better ambassador. Okay, then also before you can become a gold ambassador, it's very competitive. You have to be very active in the program, host lots of events, challenges, and also participate in projects as well. Then this is the main question: how then do I become a Microsoft Student Ambassador? So in the subsequent slides, we are going to look at how you can become a Microsoft Student Ambassador. So first of all, I would like to make you aware that to become a Microsoft Student Ambassador, it is a very big deal. Okay, but it comes with competition. Okay, it is very competitive because you are competing with lots of people out there. Okay, you're competing with someone from US, competing with someone from India, and from different countries. Okay, so you have to put in your best application, you have to put in your A game. Okay, yes. So currently in Ghana, the ambassadors in Ghana are 26 in Ghana. So we are looking for you guys to join us to become Microsoft Student Ambassadors. So the step. So for you to become an ambassador, you have to head on to the website www.mvp.microsoft.com/student ambassadors. Okay. Then when you log on to that website, they are going to have this interface. So they'll ask you for your email so you can sign up to have this interface. Okay. So after signing up, you click on the next, then you accept all privacy and terms condition. Then the option comes here. You're going to fill in your personal information. That is your first name, your last name, your gender, then your pronoun. Okay, then your date of birth, your country, and your state of province. So for the academic information, you have to select the country where you are schooling and also the states. Okay, then the name of your school, then the program that you are reading as well, then your degree level, and also the expected graduation date. That is very important. Okay, yes. So this is where the main challenge is. So for this aspect, you are going to be asked, okay, three registration questions. So one is going to be a video which is supposed to be done under 2 minutes, and also two written responses. So for the video and the two written responses, you are going to choose the topic that you would like to do a video response on and the topic that you would like to write on. Okay, so we have the share and we have the lead and we have the build. So for the share, you are going to look at students who looking for students who follow and share news. So for this aspect, you're going to look at the news aspect and how you showcase this or showcase your passion, okay, for cutting edge technology. So you can see that the question here, tell us about your top three favorite AI tech influencers on social media. So when you choose the video option for this share topic, you are going to do a video, record yourself, and make sure that the recording you have a very good video. So a good video maybe the video should be free from noises. It should you should look into the camera, be confident, display. Okay, so talk. So be natural. Okay, so be natural. Don't be so scripted. Okay, be natural. So they're looking for people who are natural, people who are willing to talk about these top three favorite AI influencers. Okay, then lead. They're also looking for people who have passion. Okay, so passion to lead other people. So the lead can be you can share experience about any leadership position that you have hold in your community, either local or online. Then you tell us about your top three favorite online sites for technical content and help. Okay, and why they are your favorites. So for this aspect, you are going to type. Okay, you're going to type. So you can do this in your MS Word. Then if you are done, you can copy the test and paste it here. Okay. Then please note, don't use AI to generate this. Be natural. Okay, be natural. Then build. We are the third topic, which is build. They're also looking for students who are building AI driven solutions. So you are going to tell Microsoft about a Microsoft product you wish existed. Okay, then you're also going to talk about what this AI that you wish it existed can solve a problem. Okay, so they're looking for problem solvers as well. Then you have to show your digital footprint. Okay, show your digital footprint to see what you can do. Okay, what you can do. So which of the following technologies you are interested in? So you are going to have a lot of technologies that Microsoft offers. So you have to choose the one that you are having passion for or you have interest in. Then the next one, you are looking for students who make AI their everyday companion. Tell us about AI products you use most recently and how and why did you use it. So this option, I'm going to talk about AI tools that you have used recently and why did you use it. Okay. And how did you also use this AI product to become productive? So yeah, I'm going to talk about either ChatGPT, you can talk about Meta AI, you can talk about other AI tools. Okay. Now, so after passing through all that process, you come and choose a path of interest. Then you're going to complete the task that is assigned to you to get accepted. So we have the community influencers, we have the community builders, and the startup advocates. So in the other section, they're going to talk about this for you. Okay, so for the startup, it's going to be a section on its own. So for the community influencers, so you are going to look at how you influence your community. Okay, how you put yourself out there, how do people look up to you. Okay, how you influence others using Microsoft technologies. Okay, then the builders, how do you make your people, okay, make communities come together to learn. Okay, how do you build them together? So after filling the form accurately, you are now going to move on to the next stage, that is a Discord channel. So for the Discord channel, you are going to be assigned a tax. So after the whole registration process, you you will join the Discord channel, which is the Microsoft Student Developer Community, where you complete a specific activities that align with your skills and interests. So I've already talked about it. Okay, yeah. So after all this is said and done, and so for the video, let me touch on the video again. So for the video, after you're done with the video, you are going to upload the video to either your Google Drive or your YouTube or OneDrive account. So you can upload the video to any cloud website. Then if you're done, you copy the link and make the link accessible to anyone so that Microsoft can have access to the link and watch your video. Okay, so social media presence. Social media presence. So as a Microsoft student ambassador, you should have an active social media account. So you can have either a LinkedIn account, an Instagram account, a Twitter account, but you should have one active social media account. Okay, yes. So your interest. So after you are done with the registration, you have to keep on learning, continue learning. So you can go onto the Microsoft Learn website, pick a career path, learn, take up courses, learn complete models so you can grow or you can upskill yourself in that area of interest. So after all this process, you are good to go to start applying to become a Microsoft Student Ambassador. So I wish you all the best in the application process, and I'm looking forward to see you join us in this program. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ubeda Santi. So if you are watching, sorry for the delay. Thank you, Ubeda Santi, for this awesome presentation on how to become a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. You took us through the step-by-step process in the registration process. At first, it used to be an application. Now it is registration. And after the registration, once you are successful at it, you'll be added to the Discord server. And from there, after completing certain activities within the Discord server and the requirement, you'll be what let me say migrated or added to the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador program. You'll be, they say, graduated into it. Then you start where you actually start the journey properly. Thank you very much, Obed Asante. And the next on the call is the next to come up is Abraham. Abraham will be talking about intro to Microsoft Azure. So, Abraham, if you can hear me, kindly unmute yourself. And if you are phone to turn on your camera so that our attendees will be able to see you. But if not, kindly can start your session. So as we wait for Abraham, so he will be speaking he will be coming up very soon. So kindly be on the live stream. He will be joining us very soon.
Hello, sorry for the delay. I had internet connection.
Yes, yes. So so thanks for joining us. All right, so you can share your screen and your slides to start.
All right, thank you, Mr. Prince.
You're welcome.
All right, to introduce myself, I am Abraham Jimazowi. I'm a third year information technology student of CK University of Technology and Applied Sciences, formerly UDS Navrongo campus. And I'll be taking you through what Microsoft Azure is and what it entails. All right. Microsoft Azure is a cloud computing platform, as my slide rightly said. And during Mr. Asante's presentation, he did mention cloud platforms such as Microsoft OneDrive, Google Drive, um, and the others. So, what is cloud computing? Cloud computing simply refers to delivering on-demand computing services, including servers, storage, databases, networking, software, analytics, intelligence, and more. It is simple like renting a service instead of hosting it yourself. Let's say those of us who use these cloud storage platforms like OneDrive, Google Drive, Digo, and the rest. You are simply saving your files on somebody's computer elsewhere, and you don't know where those computers are, but you are just saving your files on them. Those computers are actually run by companies out there that are providing us cloud computing services. Okay, what are some of the benefits that comes with cloud computing? Cloud computing comes with scalability, and this scalability easily adjusts resources up or down based on your needs. Aside scalability, another benefit of cloud computing is cost effectiveness. You only pay to use for what you are renting. Then flexibility. Flexibility, you can access services from anywhere with an internet connection, just like we saving our files on these cloud platforms. We have, most of us have our photos and videos saved to our Google Drives, and whenever you have an internet connection, you could ride a time machine with these cloud computing platforms. You can go back to years, like 5 years ago, if you have photos from them that are uploaded onto your Google Drive. You can view all of them, and they will be there as long as Google or OneDrive exist. They will never be deleted. Some are free to use, and some you have to pay for those services. Then why did we choose Microsoft Azure of all these platforms? Okay, Microsoft Azure is a popular cloud platform due to its scalability and its flexibility. The scalability and flexibility means you can our resources will adapt to the fluctuating demands. Let's say you have a little startup, a small startup that demands 2 terabytes of a storage space to store your server and your customer data. If your company is scaling up and you need 4 gigabytes or 4 terabytes, sorry, you just scale up. And if your company, the customer database is declining as well, you scale down your storage demand to just meet it that way. It's also cost effective. And then security. The Microsoft Azure platform is very secure. It leverages on Microsoft robust security infrastructure, and it has a wide range of services to choose from, a competitive suite of services and diverse needs. Integration with other Microsoft platforms. That's one good thing about Microsoft services. Each of them integrates with each other very well. From your Microsoft Word, you can just save your files directly to Microsoft OneDrive, even your PowerPoint presentations, and a whole lot. From your Teams app, you don't need to switch to this app to do this. All the apps are in one place. You can access almost all the apps once you are on one platform. And then you have global reach. You can access the Microsoft Azure platform from in almost every part of the globe, since they have data centers all around the world. Okay, these are some of the services Microsoft Azure offers. The compute, you can create and manage virtual machines. When we say virtual machines, I believe each and everyone here have heard it before, anyone that is listening. Virtual machines are virtually creating a computer that literally doesn't exist. When we say it doesn't exist, you are running the computer inside another computer. That means if the host computer isn't there, your virtual machine wouldn't exist. Okay, so we create virtual machines and we host our files and even our software and applications on them. Okay, or containerized applications. Then storage, you store data securely in various forms like blobs, files, and disk. Then a database, you choose from a variety of database solutions like SQL database for relational data, or Cosmos DB, or for NoSQL. Okay, networking, you build and manage your secure virtual machines for your applications. AI and ML. AI stands for artificial intelligence, and ML is machine learning. You leverage on artificial intelligence and machine learning services for tasks like image recognition or predictive analytics. The Microsoft Azure resource hierarchy. Okay, these are how services provided by Microsoft Azure are ranked. Okay, we have the subscription level, which is the top level, representing your overall Microsoft Azure account. A resource group, which is a container that is logically related to Azure resource, and resources are individual services you deploy like virtual machines or databases. Let's say, let's use one of the cloud storage platforms as an example. When you log onto your Google Drive, you can create a folder, and inside the folder you can store files. That is just like what this particular slide is trying to say here. On the Azure platform, the Azure is the entire service, that's your overall Azure account, and the container could be a folder, and the resources could be the files that you store inside that folder. The Azure Marketplace. The Azure Marketplace offers a vast library of pre-configured solutions and third-party applications. These solutions can extend Azure's functionality and cater for specific needs not met by core Azure services. The Azure pricing models. Azure is a pay-as-you-go and a free service as well. It offers you various price models to fit your need. Pay-as-you-go, you only pay for the services for the resources you consume. Let's say you only need storage space for your databases. You don't have to pay for RAM and the others. You just pay for the storage, and every other thing is taken care of. And we have the free tier. The free tier is just an experiment-based level where you have to test out the various services that are available on the Microsoft Azure platform. If it is really what you want, then you pay for it. Then the pricing calculator. This estimates the cost of your specific resource usage before you deploy. Okay, let's say you have 10 virtual machines you want to deploy to the cloud by Microsoft Azure. Once you log onto the platform and you choose that I want to deploy 10 virtual machines, each of them should have 4 terabytes storage and a 32 gigabytes RAM. Then they will calculate, okay, for a month, for 10 virtual machines, this is the price you'll be paying for the services we'll be running to you. All right, I think my presentation was very short, and I think this is my last slide, which is the best way to learn is by doing. So start building today. This was said by a very popular social media influencer we call Ebenezer Don. That is his LinkedIn handle. Those of us that have LinkedIn can check him out. Thanks very much for tuning in today for MLSA Days Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you, Abraham, for the wonderful presentation. So now we are going to head on to the next section. So for the next section, we are going to look at tips in mastering the Microsoft Power Platform. And this presentation is going to be done by Prince Adimado. He's a Gold MLSA alumni. Then he's also a software developer. So Prince, you can begin your presentation.
All right. So thank you, Obed Asante. I'm preparing my slides, so give me some few seconds. My slides. Okay. All right. So thank you very much, Obed, and to the organizing team, Desmond, for putting together this event, MLSA Ghana Days 2024. Thanks to the organizing team, and we hope to see this event, the day 1 and the day 2, to a successful end. And as you are on the call, as on the live stream, continue to be on the live stream and share with your friends too as well. All right. So let me go into my presentation. So I'll first of all introduce myself. So who is Prince Adimado? Prince is a software developer at Aphilogy Solutions. whenever you hear Prince or you see Prince or you like see Prince on social media, you invest the Prince loves content creation, and I mainly create content or most content on the Microsoft Power Platform. Um, yeah, so I'll share a personal anecdote or a personal story of how I got started in the Microsoft Power Platform. It all started when I became a Microsoft Learning Student Ambassador on October 23, 2021. Um, after hosting me and my friend, who is currently a gold student ambassador, Victor Ade, became you're a new student, and after hosting our first event, I think Shadak University made a demo, a Power Automate demo in an exclusive event for the Microsoft Learn Students Ambassador community. And the event was not open to all, but for the student ambassador community. I did join. So after the event, I watched the recording over and over again until I was able to learn until I was able to build the flow. So I was able to build my first flow, the flow was anytime a form is submitted, send an email to the respondent or to the respondent of the form. So I built my form. Yes, so I built my form. So I built my first flow, and fast forward, I built my second flow. For my second flow, I had some issues, but I solved it. Uh, so I solved it. So um, I remember joining Mr. Dwani's call. So I joined Mr. Dwani's call some time ago. I mean, his live stream. He live streams almost every now and then. So I joined his live stream, and he showed how to convert PDF or Word to PDF using Microsoft Power Automate. So I built that flow as well. In building, I had some issues, but anytime I was building a flow, I realized that I had an issue with the connectors, and I didn't learn how to use a particular connector. So that was my issue. Anytime I was trying, so it made me let me say give up or put it on hold at a certain point in time. So I put Power Platform on hold until at the last quarter of 2022, when we're about to host the global Microsoft Power Platform event in February 2023. So I submitted a speaker session, and I was accepted, and I gave a demo of how I built a flow to automate a business process or like a problem you had at school out. I actually automated I attended Accra Technical University, so I automated the handout processes so that the class rep were able to keep all the students who paid for a particular handout in an Excel file or a CSV file. So I made that demo, and that event also took place in my school. So that was it. So it went on well. So my issue was with connectors. That was my issue. So I remember in 2023, when the OpenAI API got released, I thought to myself, why don't I integrate the OpenAI API in Power Platform using Power Automate to create a flow where I can give a prompt through a Microsoft form and get the test or the generative AI test in my email anytime. Let's say I couldn't access ChatGPT on my PC or on my phone, or if I had some internet issues. So I did that, and I made a video about the demo video. I posted it on my LinkedIn. I posted it on my Twitter handle, and after posting it on LinkedIn, I shared the LinkedIn link in the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. Then I was a Go Student Ambassador, and Professor Lee Stott saw the video or the post, and he reached out to me saying if I could write a blog about it. He wanted me to write a blog, so I wrote a blog on the Microsoft Tech Community website. So that's when I got I became a blogger on the Microsoft Tech community. So I wrote 2 blogs on the Microsoft Tech community, and I personally blog on Hashnode as well. So that's how I got started in the Microsoft Power Platform, and my story of my personal anecdote. So that's it. So first of all, was with Connectors community hosting a global Microsoft global Power Platform bootcamp, and Microsoft MVPs, right? So I think so. In my tips, I'll be sharing some of these in my tips. So you can find me on everywhere. Just being search Prince Adimado, and you find me. Being search Prince Adimado, or use any other search engine in your browser. You find me. You find me on LinkedIn. You find me on Twitter. You find me on YouTube. So thank you very much. Let me come straight to it. All right, so I think I have some issue with my slides. I think okay, so I think I'll go on. I think you can. I hope you can see it. So I think it won't distract the slides, the presentation. All right. So this is when my blog got my blog got promoted by the Microsoft Twitter handles account on Twitter. So you can see Professor Lee Stott here actually did. He was the one who helped me me throughout. And also for his guidance. For I always appreciate him for what he did. And also I made I made the demo video. I actually have to remake the demo video, and it got featured on the Microsoft Developer Mia YouTube channel. I think I was one of the first student ambassadors to be, or even from Africa, to be featured on that particular channel. It's a new channel. I think now, at first, it was a very new channel. I think now it's growing. So let me start in the main presentation. So at first, there was no Microsoft Power Platform. At first, there wasn't any Microsoft Power Platform. It was just Power BI. So Power BI was released in 2011. It was followed by Microsoft Power Apps and Flow. So then Power Automate was not called Power Automate because there was no Power Platform and Power Apps, and we have only Power Apps. So Power Apps and Power Automate was introduced, or Power Apps and Flow was introduced in 2016. But in 2017, Microsoft thought it wise to what unify all these technologies under an umbrella called the Microsoft Power Platform. So Microsoft Flow was changed to Power Automate, or Microsoft Power Automate, for streamlining business processes and for automation. In 2019, I think there was an error in my slide, but in 2019, Microsoft announced the Power Virtual Agent, a no code chatbot development to help businesses build their custom chatbot without writing any code. So that was introduced in 2019. But in 2023, when the OpenAI and the Copilot chatbot was introduced by technology was introduced in that year, Microsoft thought it wise to rename or rebrand a Power Virtual Agent into Copilot Studio. So if you want to build a Copilot for yourself, go to Copilot Studio. In 2022, Power Pages was introduced in the later part of 2022, and it's used for building websites. If someone reach out to me saying that you want to build, since Power Pages is used to build, it's a low-code platform for building websites. You want to build a website for yourself. I'm saying this Microsoft Power Platform is under a category within Microsoft as business. It's a business application, so it is not as a platform where you can be used for building personal stuff. Yes, if you have a license, you can use to streamline your own business processes, right? But it's for this is for businesses to streamline their processes and build custom applications to be used to for their work. So in this year's PowerFX was introduced. PowerFX was introduced in this year's, and it provides developers the superpowers to build the application by writing expressions in Excel-like syntax. So I'll continue, and before we in getting started, it was estimated a few years ago that 500 million apps will be created in the next 5 years. In the next 5 years, 500 million apps, and you can imagine the number of uh, repositories and repositories that will be created to build this application, and the number of programmers who will be required to build this application, right? So, and then there aren't enough pro code developers, right? If you're a Power Platform developer, I guess you started a Power Platform. You're actually a citizen developer. I'm like a pro code developer. I do both back end and front end. So, um, um, so there aren't enough, and the skill level is not may not be enough to build this application that will be used to modernize and streamline business processes. So that's where Microsoft brought in the Microsoft Power Platform. It's not every solution that has to be built with code. There are solutions, there are data within organization, within the Microsoft 365 organization that doesn't need to be used doesn't need to be rebuilt again. Like you can use their APIs, like the Microsoft Graph and all that. Like there are tools within it that can make it accessible. Like Power Automate. Power Automate has all the connectors from many various services. There are many of them, and we're going through them shortly. So there aren't enough. And I mean, the developers we have right now, there's layoffs going on right now currently. The layoffs some last year and some years ago. So there aren't enough professional pro code developers. And I'm telling you that many people in organizations, the schools now, I've heard that University of Ghana, KNUST, they're all using the Microsoft 365 develop 365 tenant. And if you are a student here and you have an access to it, kindly if the school has provided the license to use the Power Apps or Power Automate, you can try it out and see, right? But now there's this too. So if you can if you have like a developer account, you can create a solution, then approach your school or something to use your app or something to streamline a specific activity within your school. It can happen, right? So let me jump straight into my first slide. Where is my first? This is for like tips to help you learn the Microsoft Power Platform. So first of all, is documentation. So I mentioned that I didn't know how to use the connectors, and at that time I didn't go through the Power Platform, Power Automate documentation. I didn't go through it. So anytime I want to build a flow, I actually have to just go to make your Power Automate .com. Then try to build the flow. I have the flow I want to build in mind, but I don't know the connectors I'll be using and how to use a specific connector. So knowing the documentation going into the documentation of the specific library, framework, or technology you want to use to build is ideal. That's when for every electrical appliance there's a manual. So for us developers, documentation provides us with insight into the purpose, the features, and functionality of a particular software or library or API. So it helps us gain a comprehensive understanding on how to use a particular tool, technology, framework, or whatsoever, if and effectively as well. So I remember searching Power Automate connectors, and lo and behold, I found all the Microsoft Power Automate connectors in their documentation, from Azure, to GitHub, to OneDrive, to we can mention all of them, to Outlook, to Microsoft Forms, and how to use even the OpenAI API, the connector in Power Automate was in there. So when I was trying to build it, I referenced the documentation, learned how to use that particular connector to build my flow, and then it worked. So documentation. So I'll end by saying, just read the docs. Read the docs. That's what you have to do. Just read the docs. So let me go on. So this is the Microsoft Power Apps documentation. There's a documentation for Power Pages. There's a documentation for Power BI. So whatever tool you be learning, kindly read the docs. The tips I'm sharing here can be, since it's technology days, it can be used, it can be applied to any other technology you try to learn. All right. Also, we have community. I remember um, yeah, someone was saying this. I don't just read, but just practice. Yes, so I'll be going into that. That's so thanks. I want to say thank you very much for commenting. So we have community. So Microsoft, the Microsoft user group, right? That's the Accra Power Platform user group organized the Microsoft or the Global Power Platform Bootcamp in 2022. An attendee there. It was held in Microsoft Teams. So I joined Mr. Adwani's session. Mr. Adwani is also like will be speaking on day two on IoT. So I joined a session on how to automate stuff. And for me, I wanted to learn Power Automate. I didn't want to learn Power BI. I didn't want to learn Power Apps. I just wanted to learn one tool because I love automation. I was coming from a Python background where I was automating using beautiful soup, doing some web scraping and all that. So I love when I heard about automation. I wanted to do something with it. So I was very fascinated and interested in the Power Automate. So community. So when you check the documentation pages for the Power Platform, you find the community on the navigation bar. So this is it, community. So you find the documentation here. So for the Microsoft Power Platform, we have a community. We have the community page. So this is the home page for all the Microsoft tools or Power Platform tools. So for every user group that you know of are all on the page as well. And let me tell you this story. Anytime I have an issue with the flow I'm building, all I need is to copy the error code or the error message and just search. Once I search, I land on the community pages of how someone also had the same issue and also posted it there, and they had a solution for it. So if you want to learn the Microsoft Power Platform, there's a community for it. Like there are many people learning across the world. I am on the Reddit part. I am on Power Automate, Power Apps, Copilot Studio, Reddit I'm on, yes, I'm on Reddit, and I go through some of the posts over there. And people are actually learning this. People are building advanced application. People are actually building advanced flow, advanced dashboards, and all that. They are building projects in using the Microsoft Power Platform. All right, so I'll go straight to resource. How can you learn this tool? I didn't learn this tool by myself. I'll be learning all by myself by going in. That's why I almost stopped, right? So we have Microsoft MVPs, Microsoft Most Valuable Professional. So Microsoft Most Valuable Professional are experts within the Microsoft technology under a specific category or many categories. So one can be an MVP for a specific technology or more. So what do Microsoft MVP do? So what was their role when it comes to like Microsoft? So they are not Microsoft employees, but they are, let me say, evangelists, if I should put it that way. They are evangelists who help to empower every individual on like who helps Microsoft to fulfill their mission statement by empowering every individual and organization on a planet to achieve more. So they help Microsoft to fulfill their mission statement. So Microsoft can't do it all by themselves. So Microsoft, so the MVPs help in fulfilling that. So the MVPs, they have YouTube accounts, they host, they hold their own webinars and their own training courses and all that. So Microsoft MVPs, so you can find them. I think they posted the link in the chat. You can find all the lists from the mvp.microsoft.com. Going to the MVP section, you find them. I reach out to one MVP on LinkedIn. I was just going through the MVPs, the list of MVPs, and I found one who was in my technology I'm interested in. So I DM'd him on LinkedIn and became connections on LinkedIn. All right. So also we have Microsoft Cloud Advocates. Microsoft Cloud Advocates like Professor Lee Stott. So they are what Microsoft employees who they are Microsoft employees who drive the adoption of the Microsoft cloud technologies. So they work with students, they work with professionals, and the broader technical communities to drive what adoption and make people learn and understand this to help them in their businesses. So apart from the Microsoft Cloud Advocate and Microsoft MVPs, we also have Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. So for me, I was once a student, Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. I'm a gold MLSA alumni. I was once a gold student ambassador. I graduated in December 2023, and after my session, or I'll post the link, my graduation blog post in the comment section, so you can go and check it out. So we are actually watching this stream on the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Ghana YouTube channel, and kindly hit the subscribe button if you are already here, and to see more content, and come back so that you can come and watch the recording later in the future. All right. So okay. So now I'm about to answer. Is it exams or whatever? Sorry if I made it your name. So I'm going to answer his question. Just not a question per se, but self practice. So you can't learn any tool or any technology or any skill without practice, right? You can't learn. When I was trying to learn front end development, I was just watching tutorials, always watching tutorials, but I actually didn't know how to do the thing. So one day I said I'm going all in. So I started learning and practicing and trying to understand how to use Flexbox, how to use grade, how to use this, how to use margin, how to use padding, right? So after understanding it now, I'm building applications. So yes, and so you can't learn a particular technology or anything without practicing, right? And the same thing for Power Platform. You can't be watching tutorials and expect to learn how to use this tool, like expect how to use Power Automate, expect to use Power BI. I've learned more about Power BI, not learned more, but I've read about Power BI. I've gone to Microsoft Learn to learn some of the modules, but if they give it to me, I can't do it because I've not been practicing, right? But if you give me Copilot Studio, Power Automate, that's what I'm specialized in, and I can, how do you call it? I can build application and I can integrate them into web application, customize the interface for the Copilot Studio. I remember I built a project in school where I built a chatbot for my school, which was called ATU. It was ATU Campus Facility Guide, where you can find facilities and any other information within the school. So I built the chatbot and I integrated it into like the website React, and I customized. I didn't want my chatbot to be uh, the default interface or the default UI from Power Copilot Studio. So I went further. I saw during those times. I saw Christine. She's an MVP for Power Apps or Power or Business Application. She's on LinkedIn. So I watched she customized her chatbot. I said, no, if she can do that, then I can also do it. So she said she used a web chat, bot framework web chat. So I went to the bot framework web chat GitHub repository. look through their source code and their documentation, and I was able to customize my chatbot according to my UI design. And once I posted it, she actually reacted to my post as well. So build projects, and it can't be overemphasized as it is on the slide. You can't build but I build projects. I'm currently building a recipe management system using Django and Django REST framework and Nest.js. And I'm building the API or the backend at the same time, integrating the APIs into Nest.js. And I've been learning each day. I try to build or I build and finish up the project. So you can't learn a particular tool without practicing. Build project, no matter how small it is. You remember I shared how I made a demo of how I integrated the OpenAI API and Microsoft Power Automate. How I thought to myself, how could I integrate these two? Once I did that, shared it, I thought, oh, this is just a normal demo video. But Professor Lee Stoll reached out to me, and I wrote my first blog on the Microsoft Tech Community website. For me, I always dreamed to blog on the. It was my dream or my desire to blog on the Microsoft Microsoft Tech Community website. So I remember Shataki Musa had been uh, blogging on the platform. It was my desire to also blog on the platform. So when it happened, like it was like my dream came true. So I'll continue, no matter how small your application is or your project or like what you are building. Post on LinkedIn. Add some tests. Post on LinkedIn. I'm saying post. Like don't worry about the number of people who will be building or who will be liking your posts, whether they are small, you're getting 2 likes, 5 likes, whatever, whatsoever. Kindly post your project, no matter how. If it is like for a client, then fine. But if it's a side project, build, you post, then go on to the next one. You build, you post, and after a certain time, after you have advanced your career or after school, you can go back to your previous post or your older post, and you see how it came up, like how it got started, and one day if you are telling your story, you can have these what posts to share, right? So that I think that is all for me for now. So don't be shy, don't feel inferior with your projects. Post them. I remember I had a call on on one event on Microsoft Teams with some people, and that's the same thing. Don't build in silence. Like don't build in silence. Build in public. So once you build, I remember my recipe management. I was in 2 months in, and I was building in silence. So I said, why don't I show it off? So I just showed it off. And so this is what I'm building now. Though I'm not done. So I've made 2 posts so far about it. So don't be shy. Some people may not like your post, but they are seeing it. So I want to end by saying, what do people actually know of you of in terms of technology? Someone say, I'm learning UI UX, but you actually not see any project of yours. You're not being posted it on your status. You're not even posted it on Twitter. And you're not even posting it on LinkedIn. What do people know of you in terms of technology? Maybe you are learning. You are a computer science student. You are an information technology student. You are a computer engineering student. What do people know of you? Are you learning? If you are learning React, are you building application in React, website in React to show off, to post, to make a demo video about it, or even take a screenshot of it and post? So, what do people know of you? Of like so, make people see you. Like let people be on people's face, like screens. Let people see you. They may not like, yes. They may not like or repost or whatever, but post. And as you are posting, you be gaining traction. And they may not tell you that this project is good or not, but keep posting. Also make friends, right? If you are, let's say, you're learning React, you're a React developer. No, you're a front-end developer, but you're using React, right? You're building in React. Just make friends with developers who are also building with React. right? And collaborate with them, talk to them, so and talk to them, right? And you guys can come together and build an application, like build an application. So, and also if you need help, try to make friends with people who are like who have more experience than you. I have someone who is more experienced than me, and I always go. I have like many of them. I have particular one who we talk regularly, right? So he is more experienced than me. So I go to him. "Okay, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. And I'm not getting it. Can we have like a Microsoft Teams call or Google Meet call to actually learn um to actually help me solve this particular problem?" And sometimes say, "Oh, I should add him to the repository. He will fix it and just submit a PR, and just submit a PR." So collaborate with each other, learn and post it. Like post. Don't worry about. Don't say your project is small or it's a small thing, right? It's a small project, and no one just post it. And you may not know where you get like what will happen. So thank you very much. I am Prince Adimado. So if you are if you be on the live stream so far, I spoke from my blog I made in July 2023, which is Mastering the Microsoft Power Platform: Essential Tips to Level Up Your Skills. So you can check out the blog. I'll be posting the link in the chat too as well. So thank you very much. So if you have been blessed by my talk, I am Chris Adimado. This is my YouTube channel. Kindly hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel. I've been a blessing to you, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also have other content as well, a podcast. I don't want to call it a podcast. There's a podcast, but it's about a dev life. I'm currently working as a developer, in my national service, and I'm collaborating with other developers who are also doing a national service currently, talking about our life and other issues affecting our dev life, right? So that's the dev life, and also I mainly post content on um, Power Platform as well. So there'll be more content coming on this channel. So kindly hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. I am Prince Adimado once again. So you can search me just or whatever search engine you use it. Prince Adimado, you find me, connect with me on LinkedIn and Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, follow back. Thank you very much. And yes, I'm done. So if you have any questions,
Thank you,
people have
Prince,
questions.
for this
Yeah.
wonderful section.
All right. So if there's
Yeah,
any
it's
Q&A,
been a very wonderful section.
yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we'd like to read some questions from the chat box before we move on. Yeah, so someone asked whether the MLSA is for students. Yes, the MLSA is for students, those who are in a tertiary institution. Yeah, so you should be enrolled in a tertiary institution. Okay, great. Okay. Okay. All right. So the rest are contributions. All right. So okay, I'm in the field of accountancy and finance. How can MLSA assist in my field? So as Prince said, for automation, MLSA, once you join the MLSA program, you're going to have access to these applications. And also in the field of finance, as I'm also in the field of finance, MLSA has really helped me in terms of Python programming language and also to improve on my Excel skills. So I can attest to the fact that MLSA is a very great program. Yeah. Okay,
So I'd
so
like
we
to
are
add,
going to
Obed.
yeah, Prince, you can
Yes,
move on.
I'd like to add. I like to add. So there are benefits when it comes to the Microsoft Learn
Hello,
Student
Prince.
Ambassador program. Yes, I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. I'm audible.
All right. So
Yeah.
since
So
Prince is having network challenges, all right. So
really,
please, what if you are watching us from YouTube? Please don't forget to like and subscribe. So now let's move on to the next section. So for the next section, we are going to have a project demo by Clifford Opoku. So he's going to take us through a project demo on .NET. Okay, so Clifford, if you're on the stream. Okay. So before the project demo, we are going to have a water break of 5 minutes. So let's go and take some water, and we are going to be back shortly. Thank you very much.
Mobile device. I try to present my screen.
Hello, guys. Um, Welcome back to after the break. I hope you guys are feeling refreshed. So for our next session,
Mark is muted. Okay. I hope you guys can hear me. So if you can hear me, let me you can drop certain emoji or something in the comment section if you can hear me. Right. Yeah. So can we? Okay. So welcome everyone. Um, Thank you for joining this event. We are happy to have you guys here on board. At this point, I'm going to present to you about .NET project demo. My name is Isaiah Clifford Opoku. I am a software engineer and also MLSA beta ambassador. So without further ado, let's start, and then yeah, okay, you guys can hear me, and start. Let's talk about .NET. Yeah, so basically, when we say .NET, most of Microsoft technology is being powered by .NET, and most of the tools that you used every day was developed by .NET, but maybe you are not aware of that. So .NET and C# is one big technology that Microsoft normally use for its project. So what we are going to do is that I'm going to talk about .NET within the next 5 minutes. Then I'm going to show you how you can even start your journey with .NET. I have a simple API that I'm going to show you how powerful .NET is. So let's start with this. So welcome. So the whole point here is that there is a difference between .NET, right, and ASP.NET Core. So most of the time you see people talking about .NET, .NET, but you see we have ASP.NET Core, which is a cross-platform runtime, or we can even say a framework that help you to develop cross-platform application. So you can develop a mobile app with .NET. You can develop a web application with .NET. You can even develop a full front-end application with .NET. So you don't need to learn HTML. HTML, CSS is good, but you don't need to struggle with JavaScript, React, and all. You have to learn your C#, and then you can develop your backend and your front end with ASP.NET Core, right? So I'm going to show you how you can do all of this thing. Okay, so as I said, .NET, right, is a cross-platform, so you can build any tools that you want, and then that tools can even run on Windows, it can run on Linux, and it can run on MacBook, iOS. So you don't need to worry about cross-platform development. So we have a tools like Plethora, which is a mobile app framework. But in .NET, we also have something we call the .NET MAUI that help you to develop a full mobile app, and it's a cross-platform. So you don't need to worry about even Android or iOS. When you develop your application, you can run it on iOS, and then also you can run it on Android. Yeah. So there is a simple toolkit that you can normally use. So we have the .NET SDK. It's very easy when you you launch your browser and you search for .NET SDK. Based on the system that you are using, maybe you are using Windows or Linux, you'll be able to download your SDK. For you, that is the starting point. So the SDK will come with a compiler and everything for you to run your C# code. So .NET basically use C#. So you can also use F# though, but basically most developers prefer the C# with ASP.NET Core. So these are the two that you need. The ID, or the primary ID for .NET development, is a Visual Studio. But because of the cross-platform issue, Microsoft decided to build a Visual Studio for Mac. But because they don't want that operating system, it was difficult for them to keep things going. So they decided not to support that, but they are going to improve Visual Studio Code for it to be able to run .NET application. So you can build everything with Visual Studio Code. You don't need Visual Studio, but with Visual Studio, you see there is a lot of things in there for you, since it's ID. And then Visual Studio is just a text editor for you. It's a lightweight, but Visual Studio has a lot of things in there, so it's heavy. So with Visual Studio, you normally use the CLI to do your own stuff. Yeah. So one thing that you need to do is that in this demo, if you want to build your first ASP.NET Core application, you need C#, right? So C# is the programming language that we use in the .NET environment. You can use F#, but C# is the most used one. So you can use that. And then we have, as I said, you can use something we call Razor or Breezer, right? So the new one is a Breezer one that came in with the .NET 8. You can build a full front-end application with that. I'm going to show you that one. So .NET runtime, when you install the we download the SDK, everything will come. And so here is the case. With .NET, you can develop web application, you can develop a mobile app application, you can develop desktop application, you can develop game. I mean, you don't need to learn multiple tools, just learn your C#, but there is a lot of things in there for you to, take advantage of. So we call something entity framework. One thing is that when you are building something like Node.js, they do have something they call Mongoose or something like that that help you to connect to the database. So in .NET, you don't need to write all the SQL queries and everything. The entity framework can take care of that, so that you can build your application faster. You can, it's a web framework. You can build a web app with that. So um, let me go and show you the demo for our project. So I have this. I'm going to show you the structure here. So one thing is that in this demo, I'm going to use Visual Studio, right? So first of all, let me open the API here. So basically, this is supposed to be my API. Let me check if this is my API. Okay, so this is basically a simple API that I built just to show you how .NET work, right? So this API, what we are doing is that we are just building something like a book library system where you can create a book and then you can get a book. So you can get a publisher, author, and even the categories of the books, right? And then when you get, you can create a book and assign all the categories and authors and everything. It's not complex, but just to show you how .NET works. So one thing about .NET is that you can create a project, right? And then put them together. So we call something solution. So with the solution, you can add a lot of projects. So if I'm working, I decided to separate this, but I could have added the front end here. So you can even add the front end, the back end, everything in here with this solution. So the solution is kind of something that you can put a lot of projects in there. So you don't need to. So when you build a solution, it's one project, and then you can create a class library. Class library is just a package that we can create to perform a certain functionality. Let's say we are building a project, we want the functionality to validate our database schema or something. We can create a class library to do that, and we inject that one here. Because C# is an object-oriented programming language, you can use the dependency injection to do all the stuff. So what we have here is that I decided to do it very simple for everybody. We have a folder here. One is application. So most of the time when we say application, it means that is where most of our logic sit. That is where we find the logics. So we have this application that contains a lot of logics in there. And then we have controller. So when you are working with Node.js and everything, I think Node.js, they have something they call route, and the controller too is also there. So in the controller, what you normally do is that you have your that's where you normally indicate your endpoints, right? So
I want to give a feedback right now. Isaac,
yeah.
please kindly increase your font size in the Visual Studio so that viewers can also see. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So thank you. Let me zoom in right now for everybody to see. Let me zoom in right now from here. Okay. It's coming up. So let me go to maybe 200 or something like that. Yeah. So with okay. So thank you for the feedback. Yeah. So right now we have 200 here. So this is a very simple controller. What we are doing is that we are creating a categories of books. But one thing that I did was, so these are the controllers. So you can see we have the auth controller where a user can register, when the user can log in. And we are trying to specify, we have all the HTTP method here. So I think in Node.js and those Django or something, it's the same as this one. You say post, put, and everything. So we have this ones here. So One thing that in .NET is that .NET normally comes with a lot of architects, so you don't do most of the things that, I mean, you don't do what you want, right? If you want to build a production applications, what you need to do is that you need to have an architect, right? So most languages, I mean, you can do a lot of things that you want, but this one normally you need to follow a best practice. So we have a lot of architect that you can use. We have the clean architect that you can use, but I decided to do it with an MVC format, which is, I mean, common for everybody. So what we are trying to do here is that we have queries and command. So what I'm doing is that when we say command, it means that we want to create something. You see, so if I go here and let me go to my command here. So we have book command. So we see we have create book command. And what we are doing is that this is trying to create a book for us. So we don't need to put everything in as, I mean, our controller or something like that. We can, I mean, separate all the functionalities, right? And then we do use this dependency injection to inject this in our controller. So we have this, and this is trying to create a book, you know. So I also have update delete book. So this is a command, right? So it means that we are performing a certain actions, and then we have queries that I normally use. So when we say queries, so let's go to the book queries. So get all books. It means that this one we are just making queries to something, like we are fetching something, right? So if I pick your application and I see that you have this command, I mean, I know that this is performing something. So I'm supposed to, I mean, see something like create, delete, and update. This is, I mean, the command that you can use. And then you can use queries like get, and then get by ID, and then get all. So what, I don't want to talk much here, but simple, that is, I mean, that is the only complex thing that we have in here. I decided to add our authentication to it, but I'm not using it much here. So basically you can create account, which is also a command. So I have a command that helps you to create an account. And how we talk to database is that we have something here, what I call, so I put something here called infrastructure. So inside the infrastructure, I'm trying to do something we call the DB contest, right? So I think this is very easy. We are trying to insert all this into our database. And then what we are doing is that we have these things here. We have, when we go to domain, we see we have entity. So these are the things that we are trying to put it into the database. So we have this. So let's say book. These are the things that we want to store in the database. That is what we are doing in infrastructure. So one thing about .NET is that it normally comes with something we call the Swagger UI, which help you to interact with your, I mean, your API. So if I run my application right now, you know, I have my database connected. So this is my database. It's connected. So I do have some stuff in there. So let's go ahead. Let me do it like this and bring this one here for everybody to see. Okay. So you see, when you run this application, this is what you are going to get, right? It's kind of, I mean, it's just a simple stuff. But this Swagger UI is giving us an interface for us to interact with our API. So you see, you can use something like Postman to do this. I mean, I think most people use Postman, and then you even a Visual Studio Code. There is a lot of like tender client and all these things that you can use. So this is very simple stuff that we have here. So this is you can create book, right? So if I want to create a book, I can go ahead and then you see everything is there. I know what I'm going to do. Something like Postman, you have to do everything yourself. You have to create all this thing yourself. But with this one, automatically it's going to generate it for you based on your controller. Yeah. So I have this right now. I want to get all books, right? I have some books in there that I created for just to show you how it works. So when I make a request like this, I'm going to get all the book that I have on my database, right? So right now I have these books in my database. So this means that this is that, I mean, the kind of book that I've already created. So these are the book that we have here. We can also go here and get all categories that we have. So what I wanted to do is that when you have a system, you can create an author, you can create a category, you can create publishers and all that. And then when book comes, you decide who you want to assign this book to. So let's say you have an author on your system, which, I mean, he recently published book, and then you want to add that book to your system. you don't need to, since you have this person, you can use the ID to identify them, right? So I'm going to show you all of that. And this is the backend, API. But with .NET, as I said, we have something we call Blazor that help you to build a full front-end application, right? So I also decided to show you a front-end section of this, right? So with this one, it's a combination of C# and HTML, CSS. So here you don't use JavaScript. So you don't use JavaScript, but you use HTML, CSS, and then C# to perform all the actions. So you can do all the API calls. You can do everything that you do with something like React, Angular, or something like that. So right now, this is what I'm doing here. So I'm trying to get all the book from the endpoint, right? So when we open this right now, and then we go to get books, you see we have only 2 books. So now we have only 2 books, and then we want to render this on UI. We don't want you to do it like this. Like the backend only. So this one can take care of that. So when we run this application, let's run our front end application. So yeah, so we are going to get this. So right now, this is the home page. So you see, you can do everything here. And then this one, we use something we call Bootstrap. I think recently most React developers and Angular developers use some Theory CSS. But with this one, we use something we call Bootstrap. Bootstrap was, back then it was popular. It's like Theory CSS, so it helps you to write your CSS faster. So this is how you can do everything here. You can do your routing. You can do everything that you want as you do in React or something like that. So I decided to just to render the books that we have. So if I say that get all books, so these are the book that we have in our database right now. So we do have these books in here. So you see, we are just render a table, but this is the HTML, CSS as you normally do in your React application, right? So let's see, this is what we are doing here. So we are trying to call the API endpoint here. You see, with this one, we are using C# instead of JavaScript. So with this one, you don't need to learn React. But someone will say that React will get you the job and everything. But we have worked on a lot of projects that we use this bridge or something. And sometimes when there is a project out there, you don't know which technology they use. And since something is popular, does not mean that that is the best thing that can solve every problem or something like that. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to show you, let's try to interact with this one. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete the book that I have here so that first of all, I want to, let's go and see if we have the publishers here. Let's try. So currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 publishers. So what if we can create a new publisher, right? So we can delete publishers based on their ID. So we can go ahead and say that we want to delete. But before we do that, we can also get publishers based on their ID. So if I say that I want to try this, so I want to try this, and okay, this is update. So let's go for get by ID here. And then this is a normal backend stuff that people normally do. So if I say that 1 here and I hit this, so you see that we are getting 1. So in .NET, you can do something we call GUI. So this is a hint ID. So the GUI ID will be a random ID, which normally is good for production because you don't want somebody to come here and hit 1, which is very basic, right? But I decided to make it basic. So we have this one here, which is we are getting 1. So we can delete 1, 2. So let's go ahead and try to delete this. So we can delete by ID. So let's try this and say that we want to delete this one. Let's execute. So you see that publisher with the ID 1 has been deleted. So now let's go ahead and try to get all publishers and see if we still have the 1. Let's execute here. So you see now we have 2, right? So let's go ahead and create a new publishers, right? So let's go ahead and create a new. When we delete everything from here and then we come to our browser here, we are not going to get anything here. So let's try to delete all the publishers from our here. So let's go to, this is a category. Okay, let's go down here and see that we have deleted 2. So let's delete 2. We have deleted 2, 2. Let's delete 3. Okay, let's delete 4. Let's delete 5. 5 from here. I think we have 6 too. Let's delete 6. So now we don't have anything in here. So if I try to get all this thing, I get empty object. It means that there is nothing in here. So let's try to refresh our front end and see if something is going to show here. So let's go ahead to this one here. So you see, we are not getting anything here. But what if we want to create a new publisher? So let's say we have a business where we normally we manage books, and a new publisher come and say that they want to register their company in our system. So this is how we are going to do that. So I already have some sample stuff. Let me bring all of them here. Fast forward. Okay, so let me copy this shop. Okay, so we want to create a new publisher here. I want to make sure everything is cool. So this is what we are doing. We are just creating a new publisher in our system. So let's execute this. We see that something or error. Okay, what are we doing? So okay, let's try to execute this. So it means that we have created a new publisher. And the reason is that we are not using random ID. So when you delete, the ID still sits on the database, right? So that's why we are getting 11. Instead of restarting 7, instead of restarting from 1. So now we have created a new publisher. So let's add another publisher and see. So I'm going to, so that we can get 2 publishers and see if our front end can display all of them for us. So we can go ahead, execute this. So now we get 8. So when I come here to where I have all the publishers here, okay, create publisher. So now get publishers. You see that we have 2, right? So now we have 2 publishers. Okay, so let's go ahead and then try to do this. Let's refresh this one. The reason why we are refreshing is that in Blazor we call something the server, right? So you can create something that render on the server, and then you can also create something that render on the client side. So I'm using the client side. That is why I'm trying to reload and all that. Yeah. So now you see we do have this. You can do a lot of complex stuff. You can do login, log out, do everything here. Complete web application without even touching what do we call JavaScript code. So just learn your C#, and then you see that everything we are doing here is basically we are calling our endpoint. Just this code is just fetching everything from our backend for us. So every .NET or ASP.NET Core application, you normally see program.cs. What we normally do is that is the entry point. If it is React, you can see that app or index.js or something like that. So yeah, something like that. So basically, I want to the rest are the same. You follow the same pattern, right? So we can also go here to categories. But what I want to do is that I want to create a book, right? So we have category 7. So it means that when I'm creating a book and I say that the category ID is 7, 8, it means that I'm trying to add this publisher. So if I'm creating a book, right, and I say that the publisher ID is 8, I'm supposed to get this person. I will assign that book to this person. It means that this person published the book. So let's go ahead, and then I already have some books. So let's go around and then create some books here. So I have books here. Let's create it. Yeah, okay. So we can create a new book. We can create a new book here. So okay. Okay. This is an author session. So creating a new book is this one. So I have this. So what I'm going to do is that, this is wrong. I need to do it like this format, right? So let's say this format. Make sure. So what we are going to do is that I'm going to show you very last stuff here. When we are creating a system here, we are creating a book. We already have authors, publishers, everything on our database. So in here, we don't need to we can assign everything here based on the ID, right? So when we create, we are going to get them. So the first thing we are going to do is that let's have something we call then author here. We have authors in our system already. I created a simple authors here. So let's try to get all of them and find one of them. So we have this on our database. What I'm going to do, this book I'm going to create, I'm going to assign it to ID 1. It means that I'm assigning it to Isaiah Clifford in here. So I'm signing it to Isaiah Clifford. So it means that this book, the author is Isaiah Clifford. So let's go and do that one here. So the author ID here, let's make it 1. So 1 here. And then the price is okay. The category and the publish ID. So let's go and find some categories here. So we do have categories here. So let's try to get all categories. So let's execute this. We get all categories. Then say tech is number 1. So I'm going to assign this book to a tech category. So I'm going to do that one here. So category ID is also 1. So it means that it's already assigned to tech already. So let's go and see that we want to also find a certain publisher ID. So when we get all publishers, you see 7. We are seeing that strategic. Let's try to find that. This one is very. Let me use the 7, right? Let me use the 7. So let's go in here and see that the ID is supposed to be 7. Okay, good. Let's try and click this, execute this, and see if it's gonna create. So now you see that we have created this. So let's go and get all books. Let's go and get all books here. So get all books. Okay, good. So which one? Let's put everything down here. Let me get all books here. So getting all books, I'm getting Isaiah Clifford, which it means that this is tech. No. We used to have no book here, but right now we are getting this book. We have created a book, and what we are trying to do is that the name is Isaiah Clifford, and then the the category that we assign. So when we are creating the book, we decided to assign a category which is tech, right? But this is just a very stuff API. But what I'm trying to see is that, so now let's go ahead and see that if we have a book here. So you see automatically this thing is updated for us. So we see that we have Isaiah Clifford Opoku. So let's see if we can create another book. Let's change the stuff. We are already creating a book. So the time is on our side. Let's create another book here. So this is a book. So creating a book. We already have this. So let's go ahead and change the ID here. Let's let's say that the author that we want to use. So we have another author here, which is John, which is the ID 2. So we can come here and say that this time around, we want the author to be John, ID 2, right? Let's execute this and see if it is going to work. So we have already created it. Initially, everything is not. Let's get our book. So it means that we need to get John, right? So you see we are getting John here, ID 2. So the author is John, and we let everything default, right? So when you are creating, let's say you have a dashboard and then you want to assign book or everything to people, you just use their ID. But on the real production world, you don't use what do they call it? You don't show the ID to the users. So let's try to refresh this and see if it's going to show up in our front end. So now you see we have 2 books here. So we can keep on creating, and automatically everything will be rendered here for us. So, I'm not fan of the UI. I do React stuff though, but I decided to build a simple. So these are the authors that we have in our system. So we are trying to render them. So with the .NET development, you can do everything you want. You can even build a mobile app, right? So after this event, you can also reach out to me everywhere. Isaiah Clifford Opoku. You get me. I normally write for Free Code Camp, which I normally write about. I do write about .NET stuff in Free Code Camp. Also, I do have a YouTube channel that I recently started called Cliff Tech. So when you search it on YouTube, Cliff Tech, you are going to find me, and I have some C#, .NET, and Agile stuff coming in on that YouTube channel, right? So you can try this one out, and it's very, very, very nice for you to play around with this. If I struggle with React, JavaScript and TypeScript stuff and everything. So this one you learn C#, and you'll be able to develop your mobile app, your game, your front end, your back end API. So this is a simple API. You can go ahead and build big stuff with that. I think I have the code on GitHub already. So when you go to GitHub and you search for me, you are going to find me. I think I have this here. You can basically go and clone it and then play around with this or something like that. So I have this, I think, yeah. So I do have this. I have this here. So you see, I have all the endpoints showing, right? So you can go ahead and then hook this. Let me see if I can put this one on the chat for us to work with or something like that. Yeah. So probably I can't do that. Let's see. Yeah, so basically the link will be available for you guys if you want to get this repo and then work on it. All right. So there is a lot we can do with this API, but the time is on our side here. So basically I will see that I want to let me zoom in. I think I forgot to zoom in. So let's try something last. I think this is fun. So let's try to delete one of the authors and see. We did not delete one of them. So we have all these authors here. So we can go here and say that we want to delete an author by ID one. So basically, before we do that, let's check here all the authors that we have here. So we do have. So let me delete Isaiah Clifford, a senior software engineer from here. So let's go, which means that my ID here is one. So when I delete like this, I can go ahead and see that I delete. So it means that I'm getting a response that the ID is being, it means that I've deleted that person from the system. So basically, let's try and then go ahead and see that. Let's reload our application instead of us to refresh. Let's reload, right? So let's see. Okay. Let's go ahead and do something like this. We're supposed to get Isaiah Clifford. So we see we are not getting Isaiah Clifford here. Isaiah Clifford is being deleted. So automatically we are updating this, and don't mind my UI, right? So I decided to make it very simple. You can build a complex UI with this. So if you need any help about .NET or C# and everything, you can reach out to me. I'll be able to. I'll be happy to help you or to assist you on this scope. So thank you for joining me this moment. It was very, very interesting. Yeah. So because of the time, I will end here, but the repo is there. There is a lot of things that you can even do. I think I have to add a documentation so that you can know what you have to, what you need to do to make this thing work. You can also focus and create more books and then create more authors and then play around with these things, right? Yeah. So thank you. Yeah.
All right, Clifford, Clifford, thank for the your presentation on the .NET, a demo on .NET. So thank you very much, Clifford. I think we don't have any questions currently.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome. All
Uh,
right, so next on our uh, on our session is Mr. Frederick Anafi. Sorry if I made your name, but Mr. Frederick. Yes, Mr. Frederick will be presenting on mastering Microsoft technologies with free learning resources on Microsoft Learn. So, Mr. Frederick, if you can hear me, kindly unmute yourself and start your session. Right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much, Prince.
You're welcome. Yeah.
And congratulations on the good job you are doing. I think Microsoft Learn, look at Microsoft student ambassadors.
Ambassadors. Yeah.
Yeah, you are doing a great job. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and so I'll jump straight to my topic for today. And as I was introduced, my name is Frederick, an MCT, original lead, and also an IT professional instructor, works with the Fred Excel Consult. And today we are going to talk about the Microsoft Learn. So I'll quickly share my screen and we start the presentation. Is my screen still visible since I can see myself here?
Yes. So you can upload your slide onto the StreamYard so that you can show it off.
Yeah,
But if you want to share your screen,
but can you see my screen? Sorry.
no, I can't see your screen.
Whoa. Sorry then. Because I'm even finding it difficult to locate the stream. Yeah, let me check. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Visible now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Let me go to full screen. Okay, so thank you very much for, sorry. I'm not able to operate on here. Yeah, hello Prince, can you hear me? I think I'm finding some difficulty here. Okay. Hello? Hello, Prince, can you hear me? Desmond, are you there? Hello?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Yeah. I don't know whether I'm facing a little bit of challenge here.
Okay.
Hold on. I don't know what is happening. Okay. Let me try again.
Sure.
I'll be successful this time. Should have done this earlier. Okay, so let me start. I don't know why my. Oh, let me share full screen. Okay, hello. Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Hello. I just want to be sure. Hello, Prince, can you hear me? Can I proceed?
Yes, you can proceed. I can see your slide and I can hear you. You can proceed.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh.
So today we are going to discuss mastering Microsoft technologies with some free learning resources on Microsoft Learn. And I'm sure that most of you might be quite familiar with Microsoft Learn. But first, I'll tell a little bit about my story. We'll talk about the introduction and why Microsoft Learn is even important. We'll do getting started with Microsoft Learn, the benefits. If there's any questions, then I will conclude. Now, my background. Okay, so my background is basically in maths and finance, and I've been doing data analytics for the past 8 years, focusing on using Microsoft Excel and Power BI. I am a Microsoft certified trainer and also run Fred Excel Consult. And our focus has to do with data analytics and also how to get people also to get certified as also Microsoft certified trainers. And I also practice as a freelance trainer. And this is my LinkedIn profile. You can check me out. My number too is here, and you can also contact me via email. Now let me ask a simple question, as in conduct a little poll. Those who are online, if you can quickly scan or go to joinuslido.com to let us know if you have ever used or heard of Microsoft Learn. So this is a live stuff. So the moment you enter, at least we'll know those who have used Microsoft Learn before and those who have not. So kindly scan or kindly go to slido.com and just answer this quick poll for us. We are just spending just 2 minutes to do this. Thank you. So then it means the feedback I'm getting is we have most people here who are quite familiar with Microsoft Learn. Then that makes my work a little bit easier for me. Okay, let me move on to the next slide. It's okay. So we have 33%. At least some people also saying no. We are just giving ourselves, so we have a minute to end the pool. So you can simply scan the barcode or just okay, so I guess we have a mix here, 50-50. Thank you. The next slide, we would like to know if you are familiar with the Microsoft Learn resources. Have you used any of them, at least the areas you are quite familiar with, which has to do with the learning paths, the models, the Microsoft Docs, and if there's none above. Okay. Okay, so then let's quickly move on to discuss what Microsoft Learn is. So Microsoft Learn is really a free online training platform that provides an interactive learning resource for Microsoft products and cutting-edge technologies. And keyword here is a free online resource, and it's powered by Microsoft. And on there, you can find all the emerging technologies in there. Talking about, I know my previous speakers have touched on important topics, and in all the topics they touched on, you can find them on Microsoft Learn. Now, what is the goal or what is the purpose for the Microsoft Learn? Basically, is to empower students and also educators to learn about technology through a fun and a guided way, and also hands-on content aimed at specific learning goals. So the major aim here is to really help students and educators to learn the Microsoft products and technologies to really advance their careers, those who want to upskill and those who want to reskill. And it's more of like turning into a sort of a learning platform, which you may call it the LMS. So Microsoft Learn every now and then with their new products are all updated on Microsoft Learn. So now it's not limited to, let's say, only educators, but as ordinary as you are, you can sign on to the Microsoft Learn platform and you have access to all these tools. And I'll touch on in terms of how to earn badges and also the benefits of the Microsoft Learn. Now, some of the benefits, and a small sample was really carried out between students of Northern, and the main was that what most people were saying was that yes, it gave them a boost in determination to succeed professionally when they use the Microsoft Learn. Those in the IT said that at least to obtain the specific IT job roles they wanted. So those who want to go into finance, I realized that during the previous presentation, someone was asking that why would if he joins the Microsoft Learn ambassadors and he's a finance person, how is it going to benefit him? When you go into the Microsoft Learn platform, you can use the Dynamic 365 to touch on the functionality of finance, which focused on the finance operations and also sales. And in that survey, 61% of the people said that yes, by learning through the Microsoft Learn platform, it has helped them to really up their game. Now, 76% say that yes, they have achieved a greater satisfaction in their jobs, because you all bear with me that when it comes to IT, the world, and in terms of most of the free versions, Microsoft is the lead, because currently, even with the basic tool as a Microsoft Office, now Microsoft 365, and everybody's using it, whether PowerPoint, whether Excel, and they are the lead, and it helps to give people job satisfaction. And 91% said that it has really helped them to really feel more confident, increase their confidence level. And it has also made people more employable, because so far as you know this, and you can check this on LinkedIn, that those who have some background in Microsoft and have gotten some certification and are practicing, it has also helped them to get hired. And at the end of the day, at least you also earn some electronic badges, which you can also display on your LinkedIn profile. The benefits is on and online. I realized that my previous presenter touched on some of them, which is more skewed towards those who want to be Microsoft student ambassadors. And in there, you have the free exam voucher. You have the free Azure for student voucher, almost $100 credit. On-demand webinars are also available with more focus on the fundamentals, where you have the Azure 900, AI 900, and security also 900. So those are the basic fundamentals for Microsoft Learn. Now, there are some of free certification exams offered by Microsoft for students. And so far as you sign on, you can get some voucher to take some exams for free, which in actual fact, if you are not a student, you would have paid, or you will get a discount on the price. And these are valuable skills which can also lead you for you to become an MCT. And tomorrow I'll be touching on how one can become a Microsoft certified trainer. After being a student and learning all the steps, at least, it's very important that as you leave the student field, you can also be a trainer and also impact the knowledge you have learned whilst you're a student. So I'll move from here and now go more onto the learn.microsoft.com and do a demo for you to see how you can sign on onto the Microsoft Learn. And definitely you need to have an account. I'll do the live demo after this. You need to have an account. And first we'll have to go through the Microsoft Learn page. We need to sign in, and in signing in, we need to have an email account. You can either use a Gmail, any of a email account, personal account. But I always recommend that you sign on to Microsoft Outlook, or if you have an old mail, which is, yeah, so let me go straight to those are the process. You need to sign in, you need to create a profile, then you enter your credentials, then you choose the options you want to really learn on the Microsoft Learn. So let me just go practical and now move on straight to maybe how to sign in. And I guess my screen is visible, so I will use my other account. So first you need to create an account. If you don't have an account on Microsoft Learn already, you can create one. So you can create one and just log in. Let me just go up screen and log in. So far as you have your Microsoft Outlook, you can just log in. But I just wanted to use a dummy one. So for the Excel Outlook. .fr. Okay. Next. So not now. So to send a notification. So it will send notification to my account, and I'll just have to log in. Let me just log in. So I'm using the 3-factor. So 76. Approve. Let me try again because I was using a new account. Let me try for this. 36. Okay. So that takes me into the interface of the Microsoft Learn account. My stuff is a little bit slow. Let me refresh Microsoft Learn. Why is it not logging me in? I wanted to log in, but I don't know why it's not allowing me to log in, but I'm having a little challenge. But normally when you log in into the Microsoft Learn interface, this is what you have. And if I sign in rightly, you'll see my credentials in here. These are the discovery path. So these are the learning path and the product. So you can search for a particular, so assuming that you're interested in the AI category, at least when you come to the career path, you can see if you want to go into the administration, you want to be an AI engineer, app maker, business user, data analyst. So those are the paths. So assuming you're interested in the data analyst path, the moment you click on the data analyst path, at least you'll see the path required and the courses you need to take. So you can see getting started with Microsoft Data Analytics. When you go in, there's a whole model in there talking about Power BI, preparing data for analysis with Power BI. So you can learn this on your own. And as you do that, you do earn some badges and credentials. So let me pick the learning path for getting started with Microsoft Data Analytics. Now, when you go in there, you can see the XP for the credentials you will earn. And so far as you start, there are some live demos in there where you can learn. So as much as you continue and you go through, at the end of the day, there are also some knowledge checks which you can also go through and really do. So I just wanted to get to that bit. So you read all this, you do that. And so far as you are doing that, you are earning some badges in here, as you can see. So you go in, you prepare, you learn. And these are really practical stuff. Some of them have live demos in there in terms of practicality. You can also do some knowledge check here, where with the stuff you have learned, you go in here to really learn them and answer the various questions you have in here. And Microsoft Learn is a very powerful tool, and that is the area really Microsoft is going. It's now putting all its resources on the Microsoft Learn platform. Even when it comes to the path for the MCTs, they are trying to merge the Learn platform onto the MCT accounts. So these are the products. Assuming you are interested in a particular product, Dynamic 365, those who are more into the finance and the sales, they can use the Dynamic 365 for customer service. Those who are into data can move on to the Power Platform or Microsoft Fabric. Those in that, I know someone spoke about .NET, and I'm sure you can learn more about .NET when you come to Microsoft Learn, when you come to the products portion. If you are more interested in the GitHub, you can also do that. Those interested in Microsoft 365 can also come in here, pick their path, and also learn more about the Microsoft Learn platform. And from now and then, there are challenges which really happen, so which comes up. You can also participate in the challenges and also earn some free exam vouchers. Note that if you take a particular path, there's also the path where you can go for certifications. So assuming you want to get certified in, let me just, assuming I'm looking for a particular, let me just search. Let me go to, let's say, data. Let me browse. And assuming I'm searching for, let's say, AI fundamentals. Okay, so this is the Microsoft Certified Fundamentals. Our interest was in AI, so Agile Fundamentals. So the moment you go in, that is the path and the courses you need to take to get the certification. So these are the paths you really start to take, and the moment you go in there, you can really learn about the AI. But in terms of the certification itself, then you need to really go into register to take the Microsoft AI. So let me assuming I'm interested in the AI certification, then I can go to AI certification. Because the AI certification, you need to take, I hope I spelled it right. I just want to go to the certification bit. So far as you choose the certification bit and you go to the credentials, my interest is in AI. I still want to look for AI. I don't know why they must have want to disappoint me. Okay. Okay. So assuming you want to jump straight to take an exams. So this is the cost for the exams if you want to schedule 2-person view or 30 pots, and you see some of this stuff, and that's what I would say, that when you take some of these courses, that's the challenges. You can get some of these vouchers for free, depending on the country in which you are, then determine the cost, and that's a cost of 55 USD. So you can take some of these certifications, and as much as you take some of these certifications, at least you also advance in the skill of the Microsoft profile. Tomorrow, I'll touch more on how to be an MCT and the credentials you need to become an MCT. So let me jump back to my slide. So in here, you can go through the certification process. In here, you have all the information you need in terms of the path you are interested in to learn to get certified. And know that now everything is about technology, emerging technologies, and you can find all of them on the Microsoft Learn platform. So let me go back to my PowerPoint slide. Okay, so at this point, I'll just show a short video and give a summary of all that I've discussed with you today. So over 1,000 classes courses in there you can take. And they're also in different languages. And there are some learning paths in there, depending on the path you want, the career path you want to go. So there are also sandbox environments where you can also practice in there. So that's about the Microsoft Learning summary, the video I just played. At this point, I don't know if there's any question for me. If not, I'll just give a summary. So that's about the Microsoft Learning summary, the video I just played. Yeah. Hello. So this will be, I don't know if there's any question for me. I know, Prince, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Currently, we have no questions. Currently, please, if you have any questions for Mr. Frederick, kindly put it in the chat so that he answers to all your inquiries, all your questions you would like to ask before he leaves the stream.
Okay, maybe as we wait for the questions to come in, if there's no question, but okay. What I'll touch on is that Microsoft platform is a very powerful tool, and I'm happy that you have a Microsoft student ambassadors in various institutions, and I will encourage students to really join. And I also encourage one that as much as you learn and get certification in those technologies, you will also look at also impacting knowledge by also trying to get Microsoft be an MCT or even possibly be an MVP, so that will help you to carry the technology and also impact knowledge onto people and also grow communities within our country. Because it's very important that now everything is about technology. And it's very important that as young as we are, we get involved in this technology to also upskill and also impact the knowledge to make things better in the part of the country we find ourselves in. So that is the summary of the word I will share or I would like to end on. So if there's no question, I would like to thank you very much for this opportunity. And I hope to be on tomorrow too.
You're welcome. Mr. Frederick. Thanks. All right. So thanks to Mr. Frederick for this awesome presentation on how to get started using the Microsoft Learn platform. I've been on, I was a Microsoft Learn student ambassador, and my first event was on GitHub, and I learned what I have to learn from the Microsoft Learn website. So check out the Microsoft Learn website. We have the link in the comments, so kindly check it out. Create an account and start learning. If you want to learn Power BI, if you want to learn Power Apps, if you want to learn .NET, if you want to learn Microsoft Azure, Azure AI, whatever Microsoft technology you want to learn, and the certifications too as well. I, I believe when he showed his screen, you actually saw the challenge that is ongoing right now, and the challenge which is ongoing right now. Microsoft from the Microsoft build, and once you join, you can earn some credentials to as well, some badges and all. And if possible, maybe if they are offering some free certifications, you can also get free vouchers to then write the exams. So thanks to Mr. Frederick for this awesome presentation. So we are waiting for our next speaker who will be coming very soon. So, but before that, we'll be going for a 5 minute break as we wait, a 5 minute water break as we wait for our next speaker. So stay on the stream, and we'll be starting. Our next speaker will be starting off very soon. So we have our next speaker, Desmond, who all right. So you'll be joining us very soon. But before that, kindly be on the stream. He'll be joining us very soon. It's having some little challenges. All right. So we have Desmond on and is about to deliver a session on um, on Microsoft or on Microsoft for startups. And so going to deliver a session on Microsoft for startups, and I'll be adding him right now. So Desmond, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How about you?
I'm great. I'm great. The event is going on well so far. So kindly can start. Yeah, behind time. So kindly can start your presentation or your talk. All right. All the best.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to have you all here at MLSA Days Ghana Days 2024. In fact, I'm very much grateful and I'll be presenting on Founders Hub overview for startups. So if you have a startup coming up and you need help, then Microsoft has help to offer you, and that's what I'm going to talk about. Before I begin, my name is Desmond Daze. I'm a student at the University of Cape Coast and a beta MLSA also. Let's jump right into our discussion. So to get access to this, you would have to visit the link right here. That's startups.microsoft.com. But I'm sure you may be wondering, what at all is Founders Hub? I mean, what is this about? So Microsoft for Startups Founders Hub is actually a platform that enables all founders to begin, those who are trying to begin their startup, in order to be able to build their future with AI. And as you would agree with me, AI is currently the trending topic now. And it's helping a lot of individuals to be able to also develop rapidly. So Microsoft helps founders by accelerating startup growth through access to technology. They provide expert guidance and also a suite of benefits that are tailored specifically towards their need in order to help startups move forward. Now, founders are be switching to all, so those with different benefits, and all of these depend on the startup stage, which we'll be talking about very soon. The key thing that founders have is to solve is to get the job to be done. So, especially for early stage founders in this era of AI. So, as you can see, we have a profile of someone at the top where the person is a technical founder, has an early traction with an MVP, and is very optimistic about the market fit of his product. And all this through learning about generative AI as it unfolds as well. So he knows that AI-powered chatbot will enhance customer experience, but he's not sure where to start or uh, how to prioritize in his roadmap. And this is where Founders Hub comes in. So as we can see, it is listed below. First off, you would like to build your MVP, that is the minimum viable product, quickly, and so that you'll be able to have customers interact with your product, get feedback, and also iterate on that solution that you're trying to solve. You also want to evaluate and use AI thoughtfully in your product development to be able to add customer value, to improve productivity, and also lower the cost that would be incurred. You might also want to get access to a trustworthy expert in order to help you solve business challenges and also grow your network as well. So these are some of the things that as an early stage founder you might be encountering. So how does Microsoft for startups with founders have come in place? They give you some unique steps, and that's what we're going to talk about next. What do you get from this? So you are giving credits, which can be kind of valuated in terms of money in order for you as a startup to be able to grow. So the startups are arranged into levels. So we have level one through to level four. And the level one is mainly focusing on the ideate stage. So when you are starting your idea out, they are giving 1,000 US dollars worth of Azure credits in order for you to be able to refine your idea while you are doing your prototype and also exploring how you will build your future product. So that's for the first level. Now, after this, when you start developing, then you are now in level two, where you will now be given $5,000 worth of Azure credit. Now, at this stage, it means that you have strong conviction about the solution that you are bringing out. And that means that you are starting to develop your MVP. That's the minimum viable product. After developing that, now you have some kind of audience. You know that you are growing. So that moves us to level three, where you are giving $25,000 worth of Azure credits. So over here, it means you are adding new features to your product as you gain customer traction. So now you are having customers coming in, so you need to expand. So you are giving $25,000 worth of Azure credit. Now after this, then we have to scale. That is now you enter into level four. Over in level four, we are looking at you being given $150,000 worth of Azure credits. Now, at this stage, it means that you have found the product that is marketed and you are also ready to be able to focus on sales acceleration. So now the MVP is done. You know this is going to work and you are now moving to production. So that's why your Azure credit increases in order for you to be able to develop these things. Now, essential tools from tech and also that's from Microsoft and its partners include you getting OpenAI, Microsoft 365, GitHub, LinkedIn, MongoDB, and other essential tools as well to be able to help you grow rapidly. You also get access to the Microsoft for Startup Expert Network, which I will be explaining in the next session. So as you're doing this, you are diving deeper, and now you get access to free access to GPT. So you are given up to 150,000 in free Azure credits, and this time you're able to access stuff like Azure OpenAI service that includes pre-trained models. So now you can even use models that have already been trained in order to be able to include them in your solution. We also have Codex and also DAL-E, and all of these things are added to you. You're also given 2,500 of OpenAI credit alone in order for you to be able to experiment with the GPTs available and prototype with AI to see which one will be best fit for your solution. Now, you also get one-on-one guidance from real people. So that means you are going to get paired with Azure engineers in order for them to be able to give you advice on topics that include the latest in AI, how you can choose right products, how you can optimize infrastructure, reducing costs and also boosting performance, and how you can do your road mapping efficiently. And these people, because they are experts in that field, and they can give you the needed guidance in order for you to be able to excel in the solution that you are trying to provide. So this means that you get unlimited meetings with these experts. When you need them, you just have to call on them, and they'll be able to provide these services to you. Now, the next thing that you get is tools for good. So apart from what you are initially given, you are given like 30 plus additional tools in order for you to be able to grow your business with free, and also sometimes if the product is expensive, we can give you a discount on them so that you'll be able to purchase them, and that will help you scale up and also grow rapidly in developing your solution. Let's now look at the Founders Hub journey. How does everything get started? So you get what we call the Azure Technical Advisory Benefits. So founders have access to like multiple technical advisory options with Azure. So if you are building on cloud, the first thing you can have access to is a startup technical advisor. Now, this person is a generalist and he can give you an overview of available Azure products and how you can use them in building your solution. The next one we have is the Azure App Consultant. Now, this is someone who is an expert in Azure, and he gives you an architecture review and also how you can migrate from, maybe if you were using a previous cloud provider, how you can migrate from there to Azure Cloud, and how you can also manage cost optimization in order not for you to incur a lot of costs and for you to be able to pay them. The next is the fast track. Now, these are Azure technical experts, and they can help you execute on the technical project that you have and the management needs of that particular technical project. And finally, we also have the Azure Scaling. Now, this is an access to Azure Learn, and this helps a lot of startups to scale up regarding Azure products, to know what is there, what is available to them, in order for them to be able to scale and also grow in their journey. Now, apart from all of these, there is another important thing that Microsoft offers to you. That is the expert network. And so we are going to talk about it. So for the expert network, startups get access to trustworthy experts in order to gain tactical knowledge. So what this means is that someone is going to help you through an immediate business challenge, and you're able to brainstorm new ideas. If you have maybe old presentations or old ideas, they help you to fine tune these ideas and help align with the areas of focus, so that as you are proceeding in your solution, you are not going to fumble with, oh, where am I going and stuff. So this is the expert network that is given to you. And apart from this, you get the opportunity to grow your network as well with people to call on when you get times that are really tough. And believe me, you know startups, there are times that gets tough. So having the expert network provided by Microsoft will help you to be able to get some people that you can call on, and you know that they can help you to be able to solve any problems you have. So to this point, this is how, or basically what the Founders Hub offered by Microsoft is all about. There is a video that I can play to you so that you'll be able to see how you can apply in the criteria involved in applying for the startup. Okay. Okay, so it seems the video, we are getting a problem with the presentation software. So I'll try and forward fast. I'll send the video link to all of us in the comment section of this. So after applying for the program, now you might be wondering, how do I get selected? What are the program eligibility criteria over here? So we are going to go through a list of the eligibility criteria to help you see whether if you qualify in order to apply for this. So the first thing is your startup must be engaged in the development of a software-based product. So you have to focus on getting a software-based product or a service that will be a core part of your current or even the intended business that you have idea about. Know that the software should not be owned or even licensed from another third party. Your startup should also have received fewer than $10,000 worth of free Azure credit. So this means as you are starting your idea to become a solution, you have to apply for the startup very early in your development stage. The next is your headquarters for your solution should be in one of the countries covered by Azure. So for that, you can check out the Azure platform to see a list of countries and see that if your country falls within it. Fortunately for Ghana, I think we are part. The next is your startup shouldn't have gone through a Series D or later funding round. So you must not come for the opportunities here, that is the benefit from Microsoft startups founders have, and then you go for another funding, or you have another funding and you come for this one. No. So that is what the fourth point talks about. The next is your startup must be privately held by you, and it shouldn't be maybe as a client software and you are trying to turn it into this. No. So that's the point that you have to keep in mind. And one point is it should be a startup that is for profit business. So we are not considering education institution, government entity, your personal blog, a shop, consultancy, or anything. It should be something that is for profit. So we are going to go through the final part, and here we look at the criteria, the level criteria. So when you are applying the level one, you should have in mind your clear idea and the solution that you are planning to bring on board. And in order to be able to apply, you need your LinkedIn profile. So if you don't have one app, get one immediately before you apply. So this is for level one. That's for you to be able to get a $1,000 worth of Azure credit. Now, if you are in level two, that is you are developing and you want the 5,000 worth of Azure credit. Still, the first two criteria applies, but this time it should be incorporated. The third level, that is you growing and you getting the $25,000 worth of Azure credit. Still, the benefits of the level one and level two are considered, and now you are added a website where you can have your own website for that solution you are building in order to be able to display the product or the software that you are building. And when you come to the down part, there are other stuff that you need. And these ones are only available when you are accepted moving up a level. So that is where you get an activated Agile registration. You're able to utilize at least 50% of your Agile credit. So it shouldn't be you can't use just few and you want more. And there will be ways. So you have to be able to at least utilize like 50% of your Azure credit from the prior level that you are on. And for the third level, you are given a verified domain, and also you start planning or you prepare your product demo video that will be showcasing to um, others about your product. Then when you get to level 4, you enjoy all the benefits from level 1, level 2, and level 3. And now you are even added an additional where you can add team members and also partner affiliation for all verifiable funding as well. All of these things can be found on the web, that is on the startups.microsoft.com website. So kindly go out, check it out, and see how you can apply for this and how you can benefit and in fact experience how easy Microsoft makes it for startups in order not to stress, but rather to have it an easy way out in order to build their solution. So at this point, I'm going to end my presentation over here. And if there are any questions, you kindly let me know.
All right. So if you have any questions on what Desmond Dazi has said or presented or spoke about, kindly uh, input it in the comment section, and he will answer to all your questions on the Microsoft Founders Hub. So if you have any questions, so Desmond, do you have any final words? Any final words on Microsoft Founders, Microsoft for startups? If you have any final words, so that you wrap up on your presentation. All right, so we are done with Desmond. So thank you very much, Desmond. So next is Mr. Festus. Mr. Festus will be giving us a presentation or a talk on AI-driven insights with Power BI. So, Mr. Festus, if you can hear me, he'll be joining us very soon. All right, so Desmond is back. So he has some internet issues. So Desmond, if you have any final words on the Microsoft for startups or founders hub, you can kindly share them.
Okay, so I hope I'm audible now and my
Yes,
voice
you
is
are
not
audible.
muffled.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So the final words I can give is if you're a startup and you need help, especially if you be deploying to the cloud, I think Microsoft Startup Founders App is the best option that you can be given because it saves you a lot of costs and also it makes life easy by even granting you guidance from experts in the field of Azure to help you as you are trying to build your solutions. I think this is a one of the best things that we have out there and you guys should take advantage of it. Just apply at the startups.microsoft.com and that'll be it. So that's from me. Thank you.
All right, Desmond, thank you very much for your awesome presentation. And if you have a startup or um, you are planning to create a startup, you have found it like a problem within your community and you want to solve it with technology and AI, then the Microsoft for Startup is for you. And you can go back and play back after the stream, you can play back the, the recording to on YouTube to watch and follow if you miss it. If you miss his presentation. All right, so you have Thomas Festus, Mr. Thomas. So hello, Mr. Festus.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, great. Okay, so have you done the introduction, everything I can dive into? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. Okay, let me add it. Right.
Okay, sure. So you've done the introduction, everything. I'm not going to do anything, so
All right, all
I
right.
hope
So I'll
everything
leave you to do your
is
job.
okay. So guys, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are you have joined the event from. So what I'm going to take you through today will be on driving business insights using AI. So specifically, we are going to explore some of the AI and machine learning capabilities that we have within Power BI. So that's going to be our topic for my part of the presentation. So I'm going to expose you to some of the AI and machine learning capabilities that we have in Power BI. So, friends, how many minutes do I have? Hello, friends.
All right. So yes, I'm coming. I'm checking. So give me some time. So um,
Yes, I'll be sure where to start
you have
from.
like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 20,
20 to
25
25
minutes.
minutes. Okay.
Yeah, it's more
Okay, sure.
like 15 minutes. If you can do it within 15 minutes, that would be great.
Okay. Okay, so let me dive straight into it. So, like I mentioned, we are going to explore some of the AI and machine learning capabilities that we have within Power BI. So we all know what Power BI is, what Power BI can be used for. So if you're a beginner and you don't know what Power BI is a business intelligence platform that enables organizations to extract insight from their data. So we have Power BI desktop, we have Power BI online or Power BI service or maybe Fabric. Then we also have Power BI mobile. So what you can see on your screen at the moment is the Power BI desktop. So within Power BI, we have some AI or machine learning powered visualizations that are going to help you to generate or derive insight from your data. So this is going to be a demo. So I have already built this dashboard. In fact, it's an old dashboard. So I'm going to use it to show you how
Hello,
some of these.
please, I want to inform you that you have like 30 minutes according to the guide.
Okay,
They said this, you have
okay,
like 30 minutes for your talk. Yeah.
okay, okay, sure. That's great. So just a moment. So yes, so like I mentioned, we are going to explore some of the AI and machine learning capabilities that we have within Power BI. So I have already built this report, so I'm not going to show you how to build this, okay? But I'm going to use it to demonstrate some of the capabilities that we have within Power BI when it comes to AI. So the tools that we are going to look at are going to be visualizations, okay? So Power BI has some AI and machine learning powered visualizations that helps you to extract insight from your data. So when you go to insert, okay, let me expand this. So when you go to insert, we have AI visuals, okay. So all these visualizations that you see here are AI powered and they enable you to extract insight from your data. So we have the Q&A visual, we also have the key influencers, we also have the decomposition tree, and we have the smart narrative. All these are using AI to help you to extract insight from your data. So we are going to start with the Q&A. Okay. So the Q&A visual allows you to query your data or ask questions about your data using natural language. So for example, we have this data in our Power BI report. We want to quickly extract some insights. We can ask questions using natural language and we'll be able to get the insight in the form of a visualization. And in fact, you can develop a full Power BI report without creating the visualizations yourself. You can use the Q&A to create your own visualizations. So you just ask questions and Power BI will be creating the visualizations and analyzing the data for you. So let's see how this works. Okay. So what I'm going to do is to add a blank page. So I'm going to click on new page. Now that's going to create a blank. Let me be sure if you can see my screen. Friends, can you confirm if my screen? Okay, you can see my screen. So we have this blank report page. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to click on the Q&A, which is going to enable me to query the data using natural language. So this is the Q&A. So I'm going to expand it. So if you take a look at this, it has been populated with some suggested questions already based on my data set. Okay, so let me zoom in. So if you take a look at this, this came with some suggested questions that I can ask about the data. So here maybe top countries by total orders, top countries by total orders too, total discount band by total orders too. I can expand this and I'll be able to see all the suggestions. So maybe top countries by percentage of orders by top three segments. How many products are there? And then we also have this text box that you can go ahead and ask your own questions if you don't want to work with any of them. So for example, I can just ask questions, show me, or what is the total revenue? What is the total orders? Okay, so remember every keyword that you are going to use here must be found within your data model. So here I can't ask anything about Microsoft Learn student ambassadors because in the data model I don't have anything with that name unless I train the model to understand that Microsoft student ambassadors represent total orders before it will be able to provide those insights for me. So you need to be aware of that when you want to query your data using natural language. So here, when I ask what is the total orders, it has given the result to me that the total orders is 2 million. Okay. I can ask questions like what is the total profit? Then it has given us the total profit as 44 million. I can even ask what is the total profit for last year. Okay, we don't have something like that. Hello, friends. Hello.
Yes, Mr. Texas, I can hear you. I can hear you. You went off for a while.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let's continue. So I mean. Okay, so when I ask what's the profit, it will go through the thing and then give me the and it will give me my total profit. Let's let me minimize this. Now, so if you take a look at the data I have here, you notice that I have these tables and all these terms I'm using are already part of the data model. So when I go to the calculations, I already have these things here, like the total orders is already here, total profit is here, total sales is here. So as far as these are in my model, I can query this engine and to be able to give me the insights. I can even take this further and then look at what is the total profit by product. Okay, so when I do that, it goes ahead, give me the total profit, and then look at the analysis by product. So now it has been able to give us the total profit by product. Now, if I want to use this as a dashboard or develop a report, what I need to do is to convert this into a standard visualization. Okay, so it's going to change from Q&A to a standard visualization, which then becomes part of the report that I'm building. So I can click on this, and this will convert it into a standard visualization. I didn't do anything. I just asked the question, and I've been able to come up with this visualization. Okay, I can go ahead and then add another Q&A. So I'll go up here to insert, and I'm going to add another Q&A. And I can go ahead and then ask it to show the total sales by, let's say, country. So now it has gone ahead and it's showing me the total sales by country. So we have everything here. If I want, now this is showing count of sales. So let's check if you have total. Let me make it total orders. Orders. Okay, total orders by country. And now we have this here. So if I want to this to be part of the report that I'm developing, I just have to click on this to convert this into a standard visualization. So now this also becomes part of the report that we are building. So we can develop the entire report without analyzing the data ourselves. We can ask AI to do all this for us. Okay. Now let me expand this and then go ahead and then have another visualization. So I'll go to Q&A and then let me bring this up a bit and then bring this here. Now let me take a look at my model, some of the things that I can query. So when I go to product, I have category. So I can come in here and then ask it to show the total sales or orders by category. Okay, so to go ahead and then give this to us, let's resize this. And now we have it here. If let's say I want this to be on a donut chart instead of a bar chart, I can even specify that within the query or within the prompt. So I can say show total orders by category using a donut chart. Okay. So let me make it on a donut chart. Okay. Okay, my chart is also having, yeah. So when you do this, you see that the visualization has changed. Okay. So depending on the data that you have, Power BI is going to come up with default visualization. But once you convert it into a standard visualization, you can change it if you want to change it. So I'm going to convert this again into a standard visualization. And then I'm going to resize this nicely here. Okay. Great. I can go ahead and then let me resize this one. Okay, let's take a look at what we have. Now I can go ahead and insert another Q&A, and then we can go ahead and then give it a prompt. So I'll add this. So I will say, show, what we have is order. So show profit, total profit by country on a map. Okay, so I can, let me bring some space here. On a map. So let's see what Power BI will come up with. So it's now going in there, because for you to insert a map, it needs internet connectivity. So now it has come up with the visualization. So I can convert this into a standard chart. So we have this here. Okay, let's take a second look at this. So we can build full report or dashboard without analyzing the data ourselves. Okay, because these are simple visualizations that AI will be able to generate for you. But sometimes if you want to do complex or advanced analysis, then you have to do it yourself. But if you want to build some basic reports, then you can rely on AI to be able to get that. Okay, so this is about using the Q&A. With this Q&A, you can go ahead and even train it to really understand your data, because sometimes you'll be using different terms and others. You can train it that whenever you see this keyword, this is what it means. So you can train it on the data, because sometimes it will not be able to understand the questions. So you have to train it that when a user asks this question, this is the type of insight that they want. You can even go ahead and give the answers that you should provide when a user query the data using those keywords. Okay, so this is a powerful feature that you can rely on, especially when you are developing a report for a large audience. Okay, because people want to see the data in so many ways. You can provide a Q&A feature which enables them to ask their own questions and get the insight that they need. Okay, now let's explore the key influences. Okay, so the key influencer visualization is also used when you want to identify the factors that impact a particular variable or a particular item. So for example, we want to really understand among the product name, the product category, the country, or the location, which of these factors influences or have a high impact on maybe total orders or total sales. So you want to really understand what drives a particular item or what influences it. So that is why we have the key influencer. So we want to identify the items that influences or drives a particular item. So that is when you can use the key influences. So let me take you through how the key influences also works. So I'm going to add a new page. Okay. So I'm going to click on the key influences. And I'm going to resize it here. Okay. Now, if you take a look at the both a visual here with the input that we need to provide, let me zoom in. We need to bring in the item that we want to analyze. Then we also have explain by, we also have expand by. Okay. So first, what do you want to analyze? So what we want to do is to identify the factors that drives or have high impact on the total profit. Okay, what influences our total profit to go up or to come down? So here with the analyze, I'm going to click on add data and I'm going to pick profit. So I'm going to pick total profits. So that's what I want to analyze. Okay. So now if you take a look at this, nothing happens. Now we need to go ahead and then provide the explain by. So what do you want to use? What factors do you want to access its impact on the total profit? So I'm going to click on add data. So here we can select a number of items. Okay. So I'll go to the product. I want to know, is it the brand of the product? Is it the category of the product? Or is it the name of the product that drives the sales? Or is it the sale price? Okay, so these are the factors I want to look at. Okay. Then I can go to the sales. Let's see, is it the country? Is it the customer type? Is it the date, okay, of the transaction? Or is it the discount band that influences the profit to go up or down? So once we have been able to populate it with a number of data points, it will be able to analyze it and come up with the insight. Okay. So sometimes you have to provide it with a number of variables before it to be able to identify those factors. So let me zoom out. So if you take a look at this, let's look at this here. So here it says what influences total profit to increase. So that's our goal. We want to identify what causes our total profit to increase. So we have provided a number of variables. So this is going to dig deeper into the data to identify those variables or factors that we have provided that have a high impact on the profit. And here specifically, we are looking at those things or items that will cause the total profit to increase. So here it says when the product type is this is the impact that is likely to have on the profit. On average, it can cause the total profit to increase by 74.68 thousand. Okay. When the sales price or the sale price is between this range, this is the impact it's likely to have on the profit. When the product is this is the impact that it would have on the profit. And then here, based on the item that you are looking at, it gives you a visual to explain that. Okay. So here it's looking at the profit by product. So you can see that on average, the profit from this particular product is really high as compared to the other ones. And that is why this has been identified as one of the key factors that drive the profits. I can click on this, then this will also visualize it for us to see what is going on. If I want to understand this, I can also click on this and I'll be able to also come up with the factors when we are looking at this specifically. Then you can also go to, you see that here we are looking at the key influences. We can also go to top segments. So this is going to aggregate the data and see the top segments that have impact on the profit. So I can click on top segments. So these are the top segments. So we have like 2. So you can look at segment 1. It's going to list out the key items that have impact on the profit. So here it says when the discount band is not high. And this makes a lot of sense. So here looking at a company that sells products, so they can decide to give different discounts. And the discount has been classified into high, low, medium, or no discount. So of course, if the discount band is high, it means your profit is going to go down. So if you're looking at the factors that causes the profit to be high, then of course, we are looking at where the discount band is not high, where the discount is really low, so you can make a lot of profit. Then it has come up with the impact of that particular segment and then the overall impact on the profit. If I pick this is going to be segment 1. So it's going to give us the items here. Okay, so this helps you to really dig deeper into the data to identify those factors that can impact a particular item that you want to understand. That's the key influences. Okay. Now, let's look at the next one, which is the decomposition tree. So decomposition tree is used for ad hoc analysis. Okay. You want to drill down into how a particular variable is being analyzed across multiple components or multiple segments. Then you can use the decomposition tree. Okay. So let me add a new or a blank page. Then I'm going to click on decomposition tree. And I'm going to resize this. So here we also have similar parameters, just like the key influences. So what do you want to analyze? We are looking at our profit. Okay, so I'll go to calculations and I'm going to pick the total profit. Okay, so that's what we want to analyze. So you see that we have the total profit here. Now I want to be able to visualize it across multiple dimensions. So here I want to look at the total profit by, let's say, product brand. Okay. Sorry, so I'm going to click on add data. Then I'll go to product. So I want to explain this by product brand, the category, and then maybe the product itself. And then I can go to the sales table and I want to be able to break this down, the total profit down by country and then customer type. So these are the factors I want to use in explaining the total profit. Okay, so when you come in here, you don't see anything, but you see this plus button here. When you click on this, it allows you to drill down into this based on the items that we pick. So let's say we want to see the total profit breakdown by country. I can pick country. And now you see the breakdown by country. So if you are looking at the analysis by country, this is how much we are having for France, Canada, and the other countries. Maybe I want to dig deeper again into this. Maybe I want to look at it in terms of product brand or customer type. I can pick customer type. Then I can see the breakdown again by customer type. So for each customer type, you'll be able to see the breakdown. So for example, if you are looking at the total profit for Canada, so this is the total profit, then you'll be able to see the breakdown by segment or customer types. I can also pick for Germany, then I'll be able to analyze this again across the different customer types. Maybe aside this, I want my users to be able to draw down again by, let's say, product category or brand. I can click on the plus, then I can pick brand. So you can also see the breakdown. So just within one visualization, we are seeing a number of things within just one visualization. This I can also expand this further and then look at it by category. Okay, so there's a breakdown of, so this is the total for this particular brand. This is the breakdown by product category. Maybe I want to dig deeper into product, then I can pick the specific product. So for each node that you are going to click, you can see that breakdown. So here, when you come here, you can see the breakdown across the different items. Let's say Mexico. I can see the breakdown by the different customer types. Maybe I want to drill down into education. I can click education, then I can see the drill down or the breakdown by the product brands. Then I can look at it in terms of the product category and the product itself. Now you see that all of these, we were picking the items ourselves. At some point, you can invoke AI to help you to identify the items that have a high impact. And you can use this to break down or dig deeper into the data. So here, let me zoom out. You can remove the items, okay? So just on the top here, we can remove them. If you don't want any particular node, you can just, or root, you can just remove it. So here, when you click on the plus, you see this high value. So here, AI will be able to find the field with the highest value for the item that we are analyzing. So to just pick the highest value. So now it has been able to identify product category as the items with the highest values. Then I can click again and say high value again. Then this is going to return the brand. Then I can click high value. This is going to return the product. I click again, higher value. And this is looking at the customer types. I can click again, higher value. And now we have the countries. We can continue, okay, depending on the items or the number of factors that you want to use in explaining the total profit. So this is how the decomposition tree also works. It provides a lot of insight. Now let's look at the next one, which is the smart narrative or the narrative visual. So I'm going to zoom out. Now the smart narrative is also used to identify the key metrics or the key takeaways from a particular report page or specifically to a particular visual. So I can go back to one of the reports that I have here. So for example, this one. If I want to be able to summarize what is going on here, I can invoke the smart narrative. It's going to analyze everything and provide me with a summary on this entire report. So when I go to insert and I go to narrative, when I click on this is going to analyze everything that I have on this report page, and it's going to provide me with the key takeaways or the summary. So let's see. I don't want Copilot. So it's going to analyze the data and it's going to come up with a summary or the key takeaways. And it's using AI or machine learning to be able to do all of that. So this is the key takeaways that it has been able to identify. That at this point, Canada had the highest total orders too, and it was 11.28% higher than Mexico. Total orders and this are positively correlated. Canada accounted for 20.87 of the total orders. So it will analyze all the visualizations and pick the key insights or the key takeaways from the entire report. Now, this has provided a summary for everything that we can see on this report. Now, at some point, you also want to get a summary for a particular visualization. You can also do that. So I can select this, okay, and then remove it. Then I can select, let's say, this visualization. Then I can right click. And here we have this option, summarize. Okay, it's the same thing as the narrative or the smart narrative. So when I click on summarize, it's going to summarize everything. Okay, so I'm going to pick custom. So it's going to summarize and give us the key insight. So this is the key insight from this visualization. Okay, I can select a different visualization. So let me delete it. I can select, let's say, this visualization here. Okay, the top 3 customer types. I can right click, then go to summarize. And now this is the summary that we are also getting from this visualization. Okay, so these are some of the things that you can use to extract insight from your data without directly analyzing the data, especially when maybe you are going for a meeting or you need some quick insight. Instead of you taking the time to do all of that, AI will be able to help you to even discover the insight that you wouldn't be able to discover yourself. It will dig deeper into the data and come up with all the key information or the key insights that you want to share. Another thing that I want to talk about is explain increases or decreases. So when you have a visualization, especially when you are looking at trend and you see a spike or a sudden increase in the item, you can ask Power BI to explain the factors that are accounting for that increase. So for example, here, you see the trend. Now, when you came to Q2 of 2014, you see that the sales jumped. So here we can right click and ask Power BI to explain the increase or analyze. Okay. So here, when you go to analyze, explain the increase, Power BI will be able to explain why we had a spike in Q2. So this data point, I'm talking about this data point, or I can even pick the Q4, right click, analyze, and say explain the increase. Okay. When you do this, Power BI will dig deeper into the data and come up with all the factors that accounted for the increase. Now, watch something here. Here, Power BI has been able to identify that between Q3 and then the Q4, there was a 40.64% increase in the total orders. We didn't calculate it ourselves. Power BI has been able to identify that. And then if you take a look at the insights, it's looking at, so this is the starting point when you are looking at Q4. So the previous quarter was Q3, and then what we are looking at is Q4. So between this range, it will highlight all the things that change significantly. So here in terms of total orders or discount band, this is discount band. Yeah, this is discount band. So we notice that with the discount band, the low and then the high and then the medium, all of them had an increase, but there was a drop in the none. When you scroll further, you can see all the other factors. So here we are looking at in terms of countries. So to be able to help us to identify the countries that accounted for the increase that we saw in Q4. So here you can see that there was a huge jump in the orders for Canada. So across all the countries, we saw an increase. When you scroll further, you can also see it in terms of others. For example, product brands. So it tells you which of the product brands changed significantly between the two periods. So here it tells you that this product had a significant growth together with this as well. But here with this product, we had a very small increase in the orders between the two quarters that we are looking at. You can go further and then see all the other analysis. Now, the other interesting thing about this is that if you find any of them actionable and you want to add them to the report, you can add them quickly. So here, if I want this as part of my presentation or explanation, I want to include this as part of the report, I can click on the plus button here. And then this will be added to the page as a visualization. Okay, so right now, if I click outside, no, it didn't come. Let me click outside again. Okay, let me right click again. Go to analyze, explain increase. And then let's say this is the one I want to add. I can click on the plus button here. Okay, let's click outside. I'm sure it's hidden somewhere here. Let me resizes. What is this? So yeah, so it's here. Okay, so if I want this to be part of the report, I can just bring it onto the report without creating the visualization myself. So there are a lot of AI capabilities that we have within Power BI. Another one that we have is anomaly detection. So you want to quickly identify some anomalies or outliers within your data. You can also invoke AI or machine learning to be able to help you to identify all of that within your data. So there are so many things, like I mentioned, there are so many things that you can do with AI in Power BI. And here you don't need to do anything. Everything has been provided for you. So this is how you'll be able to extract insights from your report or visualizations using Power BI. So thank you, and let me know if you have any questions.
All right. So thank you very much, Mr. Festus Pujo, for this awesome presentation on Power BI and how to use AI within Power BI. You know, to add to this, Microsoft has infused AI into all their applications, right? Even in PowerPoint, there's Microsoft Designer, which is AI. So thank you, Mr. Festus Pujo, for this awesome presentation. And if you're on the stream and you have any questions, Mr. Festus is here. Mr. Festus is a Microsoft MVP. It's a Microsoft MVP for, I think, for the data platform. Yeah, participate, yeah, for the data platform. So kindly, if you have any questions, kindly input it here. And also, Mr. Festus, since there's no there's no questions coming, so you can share your first man what your training website for to so that if people want to learn data analytics, Excel, Power BI, they can go to the website and learn. It says to just end this. You can also talk about. I mean, you can talk about this one as we wait for people to input their questions if they have any.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, so first month we offer training programs on data analytics, data science, data engineering. So if you want to learn Microsoft Excel, Power BI, SQL, or Python, you can visit our website, and then there are lots of resources. We have some of them that are free that you can easily go ahead and then enroll in, and then start learning. Okay, so I'm sharing the screen at the moment. So there's the website. It's just firstman.io. So when you go there, we have a lot of courses on Microsoft Excel, Power BI, Python, SQL. Some of the courses are free. You can enroll for free. Those that are paid, they're also not expensive. You can easily enroll in them. And with other courses, you have instructor support. So if you need to ask questions, everything, there are links there that you can reach out to me. So for example, this course here is free. Advanced Excel tables. This is a free course. So you have some free courses that you can enroll in, especially those who want to go into data. We have free data analytics courses. We have advanced courses on Excel, pivot tables, data visualization, dashboard design. Even the dashboard that I'm showing you in Power BI, we already have a course on the platform that covers that. So if you want to take your skills to the next level, check out firstman.io. There are lots of courses there. We also have boot camps. So here we have our boot camp, which is very intensive and runs for like 18 weeks. This will give you all the experience that you need to become a data professional. So I would encourage you to visit the website and then learn more. So the link is very simple, firstman.io, and you have access to a lot of courses that will help you to become a data professional, whether you want to become a business intelligence analyst, a data analyst, data scientist, or data engineer. We have a lot of courses that you can enroll in. So yeah.
All right, thank you, Mr. Festus Kujo, for this presentation and first man. For myself, I'll be learning from the website very soon. I'll just buy some courses and start learning on Excel and Power BI. So thank you very much, Mr. Festus. So we are done. We are basically done. Mr. Festus was our last speaker for today, for the day one of um, for the day one of MLSA MLSA Ghana Days 2024. As we end the live stream, kindly give the video a like, share, and just come back to the recording to see the presentations if you miss any. So from starting day one, we actually started with Obeda Santi, who took us through MLSA, Microsoft Learning Students Ambassador Program, and how to register. And then Abraham came in to give an introduction to Microsoft Azure. Then I came in to give tips in mastering the Microsoft Power Platform. For me, I couldn't. I gave a talk, right? I didn't plan for any demo. But if you want, I have many flows. I built many flows on my YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the comment section. Can you check out my YouTube channel if you want to learn Power Automate and Power Platform as well, any other technology? I recently made a video on how I integrated Next.js or React with Power Automate, on how to automate your contact page of your website. So this and many other solutions have been developing on my YouTube channel. So I'll be sharing the link very soon, so you can check it out. So thank you very much. We'll be coming off in with day two of MLSA Ghana Days. Day two, and we'll be Klein will be get started the day two with GPT and Power Automate unleashing AI-driven sentiment analysis. How can you integrate AI sentiment analysis with Power Automate, right? GPT and Power Automate. How can you do that? And after Franklin Owagu will be coming with image classification using machine learning and using machine learning, that's computer vision. Then Tesco Ayi who is a Microsoft MVP, will be coming with up with getting started with Power Pages. How to use the Power Pages I spoke about in my earlier presentation, in my earlier talk, how to get started with Power Pages. Then Frederick Anafi will be coming with up with becoming a tech leader, the part to becoming a Microsoft certified trainer and an MCT trainer by Microsoft. And also Shadak Inusa, who was our past gold alumni and now currently a Microsoft MVP for business application, will be giving a talk or a session on the co-pilot revolution, building your first conversational AI application, and you'll be ending it with Mr. Sabon Adrani, who will be taking us through the world of IoT. So thank you very much. I am Prince Adimado, and I hope that day one has been good and has been, you have learned a lot through this day one of MLSA Ghana Days 2024. Thank you, and see you tomorrow, Friday, for the day two for MLSA Ghana Days. Bye.